Welcome to the Drew Yari Show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wednesday. It's 9:05 p.m. Central Time here in San Antonio. It's pretty brisk outside, but we needed that. And of course, we got daylight savings time coming up this Wednesday, but that's another story. Welcome back to the show. It's November. It is the first day of November, the second to last month of the year, and then we'll be going into 2024. I am your host, Drew Yari, and he is my podcasting partner in crime.
You blew out my ears, but I appreciate that. More Slam podcast here. Shall banned on YouTube. Can't stream on YouTube for some time, but yeah, I am here, ready to rock and roll.
That still sucks, man. You told me about that at the shop when I brought the lady over there.
Yes.
That really does suck, man. I feel terrible to hear that, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know.
I mean,
can't do anything about it. I mean, I can, but I mean, you know, all I can do is wait. You know what I mean?
But I mean, are you sure you don't want me to see if I can get you permissions for this channel?
Oh no! I don't want to do that at all. No.
Are you sure, man?
I'm positive, because I want to grow my own platform. So you know, it's kind of not fun when I'm like already on another platform, and it's like, oh, you got this audience already. It's like it does feel like I earned it. You know what I mean?
Dude, you earned it. Just stop. You earned it. you earned these accolades. You earned the respect of everybody here. Come on.
I don't know. Well, I'll think about it.
But I mean, I actually like no cap, as the kids would say. I do need to get you permissions on this channel, just in case. Like just in case there's ever a situation where, you know, my internet goes out or something technical on my end, or maybe I'm not able to make it. So I do need to get you permissions for this channel. So I'll let you know how that goes. But
all right, that sounds fair.
Yeah. People, like we mentioned, it's the 1st of November. Again, November already. Halloween was yesterday. Everybody have a nice Halloween. Everybody trick or treat. Did anything fun?
Spooky.
What was that?
Spooky.
Spooky. Very spooky. Spooky season is over. Watched a lot of horror movies for the month of October. I mean, I watch horror movies in general. But the month of October kind of gives you that excuse to just watch nothing but horror movies. What about you, Justin? Did you watch any horror movies for the month of October?
Oh, absolutely. You know, a crap ton, from all genres, well, not all genres, but, you know, but all different types of horror. So, definitely seen, saw Halloween 1, saw Halloween 3, saw Halloween 4, Friday 13th I watched Friday 13th like throughout the year, so like I didn't watch like a lot of Friday 13th, but I did watch 4. I watched, Jesus Christ, I just watched it last night. I sat at the shop too. Fuck. It just eluded me. It came out in 2017. Yeah, Happy Death Day. Yeah, you go. The first Happy Death Day. I don't know why I went blank there. Happy Death Day 1. I watch Banana Splits, which is pretty shit.
I heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know it's funny, but shit. Did watch the first Frankenstein, first Dracula. I always do around this time of year. Then I watched The Invisible Man, and also watched Freaks, which is a underrated chiller classic. What else? Creature, Black Lagoon. Then I mean, I don't really consider this like it's not horror, but like The Day the Earth Stood Still and The War of the Worlds, and you know, it's just like sci-fi, like, you know, sci-fi movies, but yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I didn't watch enough horror movies, but I tried to watch as many as I could. You know, especially some new ones and old ones. Trying to remember all the ones I watched. Remember, let me just pull them up real quick. Are you familiar with Letterboxd?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. If anyone isn't too familiar with Letterboxd, it's basically a new social media platform, to talk about your favorite movies, and sometimes TV shows, mainly movies. And why isn't this piece of shit working? When I need this thing to work, it decides not to work. Okay, here we go. For the month of October. And with the H. Why isn't this thing working? Okay, here we go. So, for the whole month of October... Man, I didn't watch that many. So, for the month of October, I watched... there's a movie on Hulu. It's kind of an older movie. It's called Haunt.
So let me ask this before you continue. Do you, every movie that you watch, you put it on Letterboxd saying that you watched the movie?
I'll put it on Instagram, and then it'll go to my Facebook, and then I'll, put the review on Letterboxd.
So if you already reviewed the movie, but let's say you watch again this month, it doesn't show that you watched it this month, right?
Well, it puts that you watched it this month, but it also goes in order of, I guess when the movie came out. You know what I mean? Because, let's say...
Does it on Letterboxd, so does it be okay, obviously you've seen Halloween, everyone's seen Halloween, but let's say you already reviewed it, let's say 2 years ago, right? You watched it last night, does it say on Letterboxd, watched on, last time watched on October 31st or whatever? Let's say something like that.
Okay. For example, you go on your profile, right? And then you go to where it says diary, and it just shows all the films you watched on each month. So, for example, on October 29th, I watched rewatched The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Good film, by the way. And it marks it as October 29th. I watched Exorcism of Emily Rose. I reviewed it. But yeah. So October 1st, I watched a movie called Haunt. It's kind of not like an old movie, but it came out maybe 5 years ago. And
I'm familiar with it. Yeah,
it's on Hulu. It's a slasher film. Didn't care for it. It's kind of a very slow plot. The acting seemed like it was a CW show. So I didn't really care much for it. Another film that technically came out last year at a one of those film festivals or whatever, but it came out on Shudder at the beginning of the year, called Skinamarink. I did not like it at all. It is very slow. You can't really see anything, and it's dark, but not dark as in the plot or the genre. It's literally dark. Even if you turn the lights off, it's really dark, and it's I don't know if I'd call it a new wave, but it's a part of that thing called analog horror. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I heard of it. Yeah,
but it's actually I put it as maybe my least favorite film of the year. So I didn't love it. Saw X, probably the best movie in the franchise, in my opinion. Wasn't big on the Saw movies. I kind of tapped out after maybe the last 3 or 4, and this is kind of breathing new life because this actually was probably the best acted and the best story in the whole franchise. Another movie I saw was Totally Killer on Amazon Prime, and I just remember a lot of people loving it, saying this was really good. It even got a fresh tomato score on Rotten Tomatoes, if that means something. Watched it, didn't hate it, didn't love it, didn't really dislike it either. I thought it was actually pretty good. I like that it was self-aware. It's a slasher comedy film. It's kind of like Happy Death Day,
right?
Where it's a self-aware, dark, horror comedy, and I don't want to give too much away from the plot, but I would say watch it. I didn't love it the way everyone else did, but it wasn't actually as bad as it wasn't that bad. I'll just put it that way. It was actually pretty enjoyable. Yeah. I watched the first Terrifier. That was on Peacock. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it at all. I'm sorry. I know people love these films, and I respect the fact that these films have an audience and that they make money. The last film had like a really low budget for a Hollywood movie, and it somehow made $20 million in the box office last year. So that's impressive. Hats off to him. This film just didn't work for me. It was kind of gross. I'll just put it that way. It was a really gross film. And there were some points where I kind of got bored. Like, it was like a 75-minute film, but it felt long. So I wouldn't say skip it because people love these movies. I would just say I wasn't crazy about it. This doesn't really count as a horror film, but it's like, I guess for kids, it's a scary film. I guess it's more of a family-friendly scary movie, The Haunted Mansion, that came out recently. Other than Lakeith Stanfield, the rest of the movie was just really dry. And this is a movie that had Lakeith Stanfield, Rosario Dawson, Owen Wilson, and Danny DeVito, and it wasn't really good. It had a very slow plot. Now, I don't even want to say a slow plot. Just the plot was very all around the place, and nobody really had chemistry with each other. So
yeah.
But other than Lakeith Stanfield being like the movie, essentially, it wasn't that good. Watch the first Dracula with the great Bela Lugosi, as me and Justin talked about it. I think the last show, where I said I didn't like it as much as Frankenstein because Frankenstein felt like it had a more cohesive story, whereas Dracula was I couldn't really tell what the story was. I mean, there obviously was a story, but I didn't really attach to it the way I attached the Frankenstein story. So, but it wasn't terrible. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable to get through. Another film I watched for the first time is a Near Dark, which is I guess a vampire western that came out in the 80s, directed by Catherine Bigelow, who went on to direct The Hurt Locker, years later. And this is a movie that had Bill Paxton and Lance, I forget his name, Lance Henriksen. And This is like, I think after Aliens or before Aliens. And, again, one of those films, kind of like when I told you about Five Nights at Freddy's, where it's just like, is this a horror film or is this a family drama? Whereas this movie felt like it was like, okay, is this a vampire western? Or is this a romance movie? Because it feels like I'm watching two different movies. So I wanted it to be, again, I wanted it to be more of the latter of like, I want this to be more of a vampire western and less of a, romance movie. I'm not opposed to romance movies, but it's just like they didn't do a good job at balancing them. I'll just say that. And of course, the infamous Five Nights at Freddy's movie that just released last week. I didn't like it at all. Again, another one of my choices for one of my least favorite films of the year. I would say in my top 5. I did not like it. Never played the game before. I don't really think that has anything to do with it. I just think as a movie, it just wasn't entertaining. I mean, I was watching it with the wife and she fell asleep. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, I was expecting more of a survival horror movie. Instead, we got a family drama. And I forgot to mention this when we were at the shop, where when the movie was finished, her sister was saying, "Was he even there for 5 nights?"
That's a good point.
And it's like false advertising. It's like the whole point of the game. I do remember the game, where like he's literally there for 5 nights. And in this movie, like, he's only there for like 12 hours, and then he goes home, and then he comes back.
He said GG's after that. Like, fuck that. So it's a quick question, so this is just some of mine. So I'm talking about horror movies, probably for at least for a long while. Have you ever seen? These are 2 movies that I also watched. I forgot to mention. Have you ever seen a Sleepaway Camp?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen Sleepaway Camp. Okay, and I'm sorry.
No, I was drinking water while I was saying. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you have seen Sleepaway. Okay, and have you seen Exorcist 3?
Was that the one where they're in the hospital?
Yes.
I'm gonna say I saw that a long time ago. I just don't remember it that well. I do remember Brad Dourif was in the movie, right? Or was that 2?
Yes. No, it was 3.
Okay. But yeah, I do remember Brad Dourif. I remember the scene where the nurse is walking down the hallway and you see that dude with the fucking scissors coming by.
Yeah, the infamous jump scare. So okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those other two movies I did see over October.
So I'm still gonna watch more horror movies. Fuck that. I don't care if it's not October anymore. But
yeah, for sure. But just for the conversation, you know.
Oh, exactly. And then right after Five Nights at Freddy's, we need a palate cleanse, and we watched The Exorcism of Emily Rose, a really good horror film. More of a possession ghost story, a little bit of a legal drama, which in this case, this did a better job at juggling both genres because it felt like they were in the same story. Have you seen Exorcism of Emily Rose?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, I don't love it, but it's good.
Okay. Scott Derrickson, famous horror director, went on to direct Sinister and Black Phone. Also directed the first Doctor Strange movie. So the guy has a history of horror under his belt. So, and then on Halloween night, we watched the Halloween films. We watched 1 and 2, the originals, and then the first one that came out in 2018. And that's. I mean, I went to sleep, and I know, and I think they watched more horror movies after that. But yeah, those are. I mean, that's my diary of the month of October for the horror films I watched. I've also been rewatching. I mean, I haven't reviewed it since the month isn't over, or since I haven't even finished it. But like, I've been rewatching the Spawn animated series on HBO.
Nice.
Love that show. I forgot how good it was, but great series. Kind of it's that and like I would say that and like The Boys and Invincible. I mean, I'm gonna keep it animated, but like that and like Invincible are probably like two of the best. Like, I would say hard R, more like mature, like comic book properties that I've watched. But yeah, Spawn was a great animated show. But anything else you'd like to add on before we get to the?
Yeah. Just in reference to the last month, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos as well, like horror, themed YouTube videos, which is great. Like, just love watching that type of shit. Like, I love watching like people going like on going on abandoned buildings and like ghosts, looking like for ghosts and shit, and and like top 10 lists and stuff, and just funny. Some stuff is pretty funny to watch. It's like I don't see oh, did you see that? Like, I didn't see anything, hear anything, like whatever. But yeah, those videos are always fun to watch too.
Certainly. So let's start with Friday Night SmackDown. It was last Friday. The show began with the contract signing for Roman Reigns and LA Knight for Crown Jewel. Roman Reigns comes out to do his usual 10-minute entrance. And LA Knight interrupts, comes out, even sits at the seat of the table. And Paul Heyman wants him to move. LA Knight says no. And then LA Knight does his usual shtick, saying, I'm going to beat you, blah, blah, blah. Roman Reigns flips the table and starts beating his ass. And then LA Knight gets the upper hand. Jimmy Uso comes out to kind of make the save, but ends up going through a table. So that was the beginning of the show. Good segment. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, that's really about it. But what'd you think about the opening segment?
It was okay.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't. It was a contract signing. I mean, wasn't anything groundbreaking or special about it, But it was okay. It was okay, All
right, cool. The rest of the show, we'll just kind of breeze through it, and we'll just discuss Carlito and Santos Escobar versus the Street Profits. Good match. Again, it's nice seeing Carlito back. It's his first match on SmackDown since April 7th of 2009. I have it marked here. When he partnered with Primo Colón to battle Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes. Wow, that's some interesting names right there. Street Profits got the win. While that's let me kind of backtrack a little bit. So while that's happening, Rey Mysterio just happens to be in the back watching it on the TV screen in the back. And then he gets jumped by Logan Paul, which causes a distraction for the Street Profits to get the win. After which, Logan Paul, and to me, this segment of the night, Logan Paul is walking in the back and sees Kevin Owens wearing a Rey Mysterio shirt and tells Kevin Owens, whack shirt. While that's happening, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are talking shit to Kevin Owens, saying, oh, you said you want to punch us in the face, right? And Kevin Owens going, I bet I can punch you in the face at the same time. And they're getting separated, and Kevin Owens is telling Jamie Noble, come on, do you think you know I can punch him in the face at the same time, right? And Jamie goes, yeah, I think so. And while he's being taken away, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are talking more shit, and then Kevin Owens just goes up there and just punches them both in the face at the same time, literally. I mean, I don't know about literally, but it was good timing. Right. And while I was walking away, he's yelling, Jamie, I told you, I did it. I told you I can do it. Man, I love Kevin Owens. Let's see. Next is you had Shotzi versus Chelsea Green after it was a match made earlier by Nick Aldis. Shotzi ended up getting the win, and it was a match. It happened. I'll just put it that way. Apparently her ring gear was an authentic straitjacket, according to Corey Graves. So we'll just take him in his word for it. John Cena came out to do his usual, to basically kind of do the same promo they did the week before, where he talked about retirement and wanting to get a win and blah, blah, blah. And then Paul Heyman came out, and Paul Heyman doing his usual shtick of just being the slimy, piece of garbage that he usually is. Basically stroking, John Cena's ego, saying, that when I was the head of creative for SmackDown in 2002, I wanted you from OVW. And I picked you. And then even John Cena agreed, like, yeah, you picked me. You took a chance on me. But basically telling him that Solo Sikoa, or no, I have it right here. Okay, here we go. Thank you for 21 years of selling out the house based on the name John Cena. Heyman said before retelling the story of making Cena his first round pick 20 years ago. You are the greatest of all time in terms of communication in WWE history. But basically just says, your career is ending after Solo takes you down. And Solo comes out and just beats the living piss out of John Cena. So to hype up their match next week. And then, probably the match of the night next is Dragon Lee versus Cedric Alexander. They gave Cedric Alexander a video package. Which, good, which is just like, if that's not any indication that Vince is gone, like, I don't know what else you need. But they gave Cedric Alexander a video package, and then they made this match a segment match. Like, it wasn't just like a 5-6 minute, Jesus Christ, a 5 or 6 minutes of one and done action. No, they gave this a segment. They gave this a fucking commercial, and then they came back, and they were still wrestling. And then, of course, Lee got the win, as he should. Yeah, good on Cedric. Good on Cedric for them making him feel like he's important and not just another guy on the roster. So I like that. What did you think about it?
Fantastic match. It shows why Cedric Alexander is still there in WWE. He puts on great matches and he makes people look good. I think Cedric should. I mean, obviously, not everyone could be like a world champion or anything like that, but I don't think Cedric should have been that far. But I'm surprised Cedric never had that chance to go after a mid-card belt. You know what I mean? Like Intercontinental Championship or United States Championship. Who knows? Maybe that'll come sometime down the road. You never know. But yeah, I'm just surprised that he's never really got that opportunity. Now he's been tag team champion, obviously with the Hurt Business, and he's done very well. He did very well there, but I just kind of wish that he was utilized more. But maybe we'll get that. As far as Dragon Lee, I mean, this guy's going to be the heir apparent to Rey Mysterio, and they're doing a good job of letting him have his own path, not necessarily having him being part of the LWO just because he's Hispanic. You know what I mean? So, right. So that's good. They're letting Dragon Lee have carve his own path on SmackDown. So good. I was very very pleased with the match.
Right. Next, you have Bianca Belair come out for a promo, basically just to hype up the match and how she's been. She will face Io Sky for the women's title. Oh yeah, Kyle was at SmackDown and was in Milwaukee. Did you have fun, Kyle? But yeah, Crown Jewels this Saturday, basically just to hype up the match. She also talked about, what kind of drove her to come back, where she said, "This time I just could not let it go, and for the first time in my life I was consumed by vengeance." So no more of the happy-go-lucky Bianca. We're getting a more aggressive Bianca, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, it's like we said, we love Bianca. Everyone loves Bianca, but this is just my opinion, she was kind of feeling a little stagnant lately as far as like her character. So she doesn't necessarily need to be a heel, but she can still be more of a badass. So I don't know, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel about Bianca?
I mean, we've been saying this for months. Like, she needs more of an edge, and looks like she's getting it.
Good. I mean, they did the same thing with The Rock. The Rock, had an edge, and he was a face. Same thing with Steve Austin. I know we're comparing like 2-3 very different people, but it's happened in wrestling. You'd still give someone an edge without them having to be a heel. But so good for Bianca. We all love Bianca here. Then the main event, you had LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso. Good match, not a great match, but a good match. Not getting the win, of course. After which, Roman comes down to the ring, a la, 2 weeks prior, to go for a spear. LA Knight ducks, goes for blunt force trauma, and the show ends with LA Knight standing tall over Roman Reigns. And I believe this Friday the show is taped. I think they did. What was that?
It has to be.
Okay. Kyle, did they tape? Do you know if they taped SmackDown? Okay, it is taped.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, like.
Well, no, my question was, like, did they tape it, on the same night on last Friday? That was kind of...
Yeah, they that's what they usually do before they go to Saudi.
Okay. I mean,
it's like they're there for like fucking 5 hours.
Okay. I mean, I kind of knew that. I just wanted to run it by Kyle, see if they maybe taped it, right after SmackDown where he was at. So, but that was SmackDown. Decent show. Nothing to really ride home about. Just really a show to kind of hype up, Crown Jewel. And I mean, it was a good show. I mean, SmackDown usually isn't a bad show, but it was a decent show. But what'd you think about SmackDown?
It was a show.
Okay.
That's all I can really say. It was a show. I mean, like, are we gonna remember anything from this show? Like 3, 4, 5 months down the road. So no, there was nothing really that really right home. But it wasn't bad. But it was a show.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we got. Monday Night Raw. Special Halloween episode. The first match in the night. Yeah, Dominic. Or the show opened with Rhea Ripley and her coming out with Dominic and McDonough. Sami Zayn gave a very passionate promo. Said he is sick of hearing about the group, and he had been fighting people like them his entire career. And I mean, you already know where Sammy's heart is with this promo. So really good promo, good passionate stuff.
You're very passionate. Sound like a War Games battle cry promo, if you ask me.
Oh, you know it. And then you had Ricochet versus Dominic to be the first match in the show. Decent match, good match. Dominic getting the win. And yeah, that's a match that happened. Alpha Academy versus the Creed brothers after they hyped up the Creeds, which was already kind of spoiled even the day prior that the Creeds are going to make their debut on Raw. They even had a nice little video package for the Creeds. And as you expected, good match with four very skilled wrestlers in the ring. And it's weird because I'd rather see the Creeds in Alpha Academy rather than like facing Alpha Academy, but no, that's just me. But Creed's getting the win. Couldn't really tell, but was the crowd really reacting to the match?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. They were. I mean, obviously they didn't really know who Alpha Academy was at first. I mean, some people do because obviously they watch NXT. But once they got going, man, they got going. You know what I mean? They woke up like very early on in the match with the stall superplex on a Chad Gable by Julius Creed. So that's where they woke up. It was very early in the match. So I thought the crowd was very into the match the entire time. Well, not the entire time, but maybe like 80% of the match.
All right, good. I ask those questions because like sometimes it'll sound like to me that they're getting a reaction, then I'll hear from people like, oh, they weren't really getting a reaction. So it's just like, oh, maybe I heard something different.
People need to get their fucking ears checked, or they're watching the wrong TV show.
Right. All right, so yeah, DIY versus Imperium. DIY with new theme music. DIY defeated Imperium in a pretty good match. I mean, what else can we say about this? Well, before that, let me kind of backtrack. So, The Miz invited Imperium out, and Miz kind of giving I don't know if you call it a baby face-ish kind of promo to Gunther, and then Gunther, giving the big boot saying you're not on my level. And then goes after Gunther, and then Imperium takes him out, and as Miz is leaving to go to the back, DIY comes out to prepare for the match, so I don't know what you made of that. I know there's apparently talk about Miz being a face. I don't know. Okay. So are you cool with Miz being a face or a tweener? What do you think?
I mean, has it really been successful as Miz ever being a babyface? Not really, but that was under Vince. This is probably going to be under Triple H, so maybe they can make it a little bit more tolerable. But Miz is a natural dick. You know what I mean? And I think they're gonna team him up with DIY. So I think this is more to help get DIY more over in the process. And if Miz is that catalyst, then so be it. All right. But it's like it's gonna be Miz versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship.
I mean, I don't hate it. I just didn't expect it. I know, because of all people, it's just like, really, the Miz? But maybe it could work. Like you said, Triple H. Maybe being the guy to make Miz more of an interesting babyface. And people actually do like the Miz. So,
yeah.
And
but also on top of that too as well, like I mean, this is just WWE's story of saying like, hey, the Miz can wrestle, guys. We're gonna show you that Miz can wrestle, and we're gonna put him against Gunther to show you that he can actually wrestle. So it's kind of like the Orange Cassidy narrative as well. Like, Orange Cassidy becoming international champion. They're probably gonna do the same thing with the Miz with a stellar match against Gunther.
I don't know if I wouldn't compare Miz to Orange Cassidy. I would say if it was like Hurricane Helms.
Well, no. What I'm saying is AEW they put fucking Orange Cassidy on every week at the beginning of the show with these long, well, not long matches, but at least one segment matches showing like, hey, this guy can wrestle. That's what I'm feeling that they're probably going to try to do with this little program with Miz and Gunther. Just be like, hey, the Miz, he can wrestle too. He can pull a good match too. So, that's my feeling at least, but
Next is you had Xia Li versus, well, not Candice Michelle, according to Michael Cole, but Candice LeRae. The match had to stop due to, I guess, what looked to be a legitimate injury after she basically kicked the shit out of Candice LeRae's head, and they had to stop the match. Before that, they showed, again, kind of like with Cedric Alexander. They had a video package for Xia Li, making her feel important, so that's good. Good to see Xia Li on television. We need more. Again, we need more stars. We need more women on television. But, Candice looks to be legit hurt. What'd you make of that?
I didn't hear any news about it. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully she's okay, you know what I mean? But I haven't heard any news about, her... if she's really injured or not. So, but it looks like she did take a nasty kick to the head. So,
right. Next is you had a video package for Drew McIntyre hyping up the match with Seth, making him look like $1 million, and pretty dangerous. Kind of still setting planting the seeds of him eventually being a heel, going full heel. And then next you had Seth Rollins versus JD McDonough. Good match. I don't think I've seen these two wrestle before. JD can work. He works a pretty aggressive, vicious style for a guy his size.
He's great.
He's good. He's pretty good. And then Seth is Seth. What else can we say about it? He has I actually really like his slingshot corkscrew. That's a pretty dope looking move.
Yeah.
And then McDonough took a bump when Rollins launched him over the top rope, and Seth got the win, of course, as he usually should, in a pretty decent match. So McDonough is being used more than just Judgment Day's a bitch boy.
Yeah.
Next is you had Natalya versus Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green dressing up as Bret Hart, Bret the Hitman Hart, and Piper Niven dressing up as Natty's dad, Natalie Neidhart. Again, that was funny. Chelsea
dressed as the Hart Foundation.
The Hart Foundation, baby. And a annual Trick or Street fight. And Chelsea got the win. It was a match that happened. It was a spot match. Like, what else can you say about it? It was a gimmick match, I'll just put it that way. But Chelsea got the win. And who was it that got powerbombed on Candy Corn? Was it Chelsea?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Candy Corn's fucking nasty. And getting powerbombed on it is even more nasty. And I believe this is the main event, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yes, Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest. Have these two actually had a match together, like just one-on-one?
I believe so.
Okay.
I mean, I'm more than sure, yes.
Okay. Good match. Good back and forth action as you would expect, But again, just, if it's not the Judgment Day versus, Cody
November 22nd, 2021 for the United States Championship.
All right, there you go.
August 28th, 2023. Yeah. What else?
The point that you really love to point out is that it's just like the main event's always, the Judgment Day or Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn or Jey Uso or
I'm sick and
Seth
fucking
Rollins.
tired of it.
Blah blah blah. I mean, good matches, but it's just like, let's see something new. The match ended in disqualification when Dom and Finn and Jey Uso came out, and then Cody came out, and basically just to hype up the match, all the matches this Saturday. So that was Monday Night Raw. Again, just kind of like we said about SmackDown, it was a show.
The first hour, I thought the first hour was great. The last 2 hours were, Jesus, man, I don't know what the fuck.
Repetitive. Good but repetitive. I'll say it like that. Let's go to night 2 of Halloween Havoc, NXT. The first match of the night, and I ended up rewatching this because of what you showed me, and I had to. Tables, Ladders, and Scares. The Creed Brothers versus Angel and Humberto Carrillo.
Los
Lotharios. This was fucking awesome. Like, so fucking awesome. The Creeds are awesome. I mean, they had a big week. They debuted on Raw and beat, former tag team champions. And then they go on here and have a fucking, a banger with another great tag team. What else can't they do? I mean, the Creed brothers are going to be great on the main roster. They know how to work. Julius is a fucking beast. Brutus is starting to grow on me a little bit. I mean, he's been growing on me, so I love him. I like Ivy Nile. Los Lotharios, I think, are a very underrated tag team. I think they're a team that should be a bigger deal than what they actually are. But I love them. I like seeing them being put in a spotlight like this. The Creeds won, of course, but you guys need to go back and watch this match. There's a spot with Julius where I think, what is it? Was it Angel or Humberto who does like that move onto a fucking ladder?
Yeah, it was a double gorilla press.
Double gorilla press. That was hard. That was hard to watch.
That
and also fucking Julius damn near hitting the back of his head.
Yeah, they reminds me of Shawn Michaels in '98.
When Shawn Michaels, quote unquote, broke his back.
Well, I mean, he did.
The magic of Jesus. But yeah, Julius is a star, and our boy Bruce will be a star. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Okay. Next is you had well, it's not really a match. It's Tiffany Stratton attacking Fallon Henley.
It was supposed to be a match, but it didn't happen.
Okay. There we go. Metaphors dress up as Scooby-Doo characters to get Heritage Cup back from Akira Tozawa. So that'll be next week. Joe Gacy talked about the evil he has done and his direction forward, whatever that means. NXT North American Championship, Dominic versus Nathan Frazier. Dominic and Rhea coming out. Rhea coming out as a police officer or a prison guard, and Dominic coming out as a, you guessed it, prisoner. So get right to stuff, people.
Twitter was how should I say
horny.
Well, I didn't want to go. I mean, yes, but I want to use a different word. But yeah, we'll just say they were super horny over Rhea. I get it, but like, keep it in your pants.
She's mommy. Like she knows. She knows what she's doing. Pretty good match between the two. Nathan Frazier, I like him. I'll be honest, I don't really see him. I don't really see what is. I think he kind of has a glass ceiling at this point in NXT. I don't see where else he's going to go. But good match. I mean, I don't really think we thought this was going to be a bad match, but a good match. And then afterwards, Wesley made his return to NXT to take out Dom. So, you know, we talked about at the shop today where I'm fine with Wesley coming back and going back after Dom, because you kind of reminded me of something that was kind of interesting, where I was like, well, I guess it makes sense, because, you know, his whole thing is my life fell apart after Dom screwed me over for my North American title, and then you were like, but he went after the fucking NXT title, so why does he want to go back to the North American title?
Yeah, it makes it, like, to me, it's like, the logic gap is there. It's like, well, you left after you lost the number one chance for a number one contendership for the NXT championship, and like, why would you want to like go after the secondary title, the belt that you held already? Shouldn't you want to, you know, go after the main belt? But no, whatever. It's good to see Wesley back. It's just a logic gap to have the question. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. Next is you had Braun Breaker versus Mr. Stone. Braun getting the win, of course, and then Braun tries to take out Stone the same way he took out Vaughn, and then Vaughn came out. Which, how'd you feel about that?
I cried. It was amazing. It was a moment of the year.
Inspirational moment. Of the year?
Even backstage too, when they had their little pep talk backstage as well. He's all like, no, you can't do this. It was terrible, but it was great.
You can't win! He was basically doing the Rocky thing, so. Braun Breaker's a bastard. And what do we got next? Women's Tag Team Championships, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus JC Jane Thea Hale. This is actually a pretty good match. Good, you know, pretty decent match. I think Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are starting to kind of flow better as a team. Because before it just felt like they were just put together. Now they're really starting to flow together better. And you know how we feel about JC Jane and Thea Hale, especially Thea Hale, and they're working together too. That's a good story right there. During the match, JC tries to cheat, kind of like how last week she wanted, you know, Andre Chase to cheat. Andre said no, that's not how we do things, and then they ended up winning the tag team titles. In this case, it didn't work out for JC. JC ends up getting pinned, and they do not become the WWE Tag Team Champions. So, but still a pretty decent match. Afterwards, you have Alba Fire and Isla Dawn in the rafters. Alba Fire dressed up as Maleficent, Isla Dawn dressed up as the Evil Queen. So Alanda's hot as fuck, by the way. But yeah, that was a pretty good match. I don't know if you have any thoughts about it.
I mean, it was a fun match. Piper came dressed as a Venom, which is pretty much her saying like, "Hey, I used to be Viper." So a little innuendo there, but no, I thought it was a good little attire that she had there.
All right. Next is you had the women's. Let me see if I missed anything. No, I didn't. The women's breakout final: Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice. The match was okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. It was a match. It happened. Lola Vice got the win as well.
It was sloppy. I thought it was sloppy.
Who do you, I don't want to say blame it on, but who would you kind of, if you had to say who was kind of the culprit of the sloppiness?
I don't want to blame it on anybody. I just thought the match was sloppy. I think blaming on whoever is, I don't think that's fair to them, right? For us to say. But I just thought I felt it was a sloppy match. But they had, I don't know if they really worked together much on the coconut loop. So I don't know, but and obviously they're still both new to this too as well. So they'll definitely get better. Obviously these were the two women that obviously it was the finals. I don't know if you predicted it, but I predicted that there was going to be a... Now, I thought Klein was going to win. I was kind of hoping Klein was going to win, but, I'm not mad at Lola Vice winning, so...
No, I'm not mad, because I like both. Personally, I prefer Kalani. I think she has more of a... I don't want to say a bigger future, but she's someone where, because everybody loves Lola Vice for obvious reasons. I'm not just trying to say, she's just another pretty face. Like, she can actually work, and she is a legit badass. But it's just like everyone is gaga over Lola. I look at Kalani, I'm like, look at this. It's kind of like how I felt about JC Jane, where I'm like, everyone loved Mandy and everyone loves, Gigi for, reasons. And I'm just like, look at JC. JC can talk, she can work, she has personality. Let's do something with her. And, so far they're doing something with her. So that's kind of how I feel about Kalani, where I'm like, she is a likable babyface. She is your white meat, stomp and clap babyface. So, but she has a bright future ahead of her. Lola is a star, and she's gonna be, just as big for the company, if not even bigger. But after which, she had a backstage, not vignette, but a promo with Lexus King, basically talking about his debut, and then hinted at, there's things I haven't even done yet. Like, you don't even know what I've done yet. And then, the interviewer saying, what do you mean? And him saying, you're just going to have to find out. So, I'm pretty sure we're thinking the same thing on this, but do you think that implies he had something to do with Trick Williams, or maybe, it's kind of, what? We'll get to the main event. We'll discuss it more. Let me just get through the main event.
Sure.
So,
yeah. The
main event was Ilya Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes, Part 3. For the NXT Championship. Good match, as we all predicted. These two have, a trio match, or not trios matches, but they have a trilogy of really good matches. Second one being the best, by far. That's a match of the year candidate. It's in my top 3, actually. This wasn't as good. We discussed it's a TV match, so how good could you have made this match? But it was still a good match. Towards the end, Melo's going for his move off the top rope. Trick comes back. Trick looking not too happy. He looks like he wants to have some words with Melo. Ilya getting the win. Trick coming in to help Melo up, but has this very disappointed look on his face. After which you have Baron Corbin attacking Ilya. So that's going to be Ilya's next opponent.
It went up like in WCW.
Right.
It's like a WCW 1997 ending.
Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
Oh no, it's like, I like it, but it kind of defines a little bit of logic though. Huh. I won't say define logic, but it's like they're gonna show what happened next week, like after NXT. But my question is, why didn't nobody in the crowd record what happened? I didn't see anything on Twitter today at all. about that?
Yeah, that's
Did Melo just leave the ring, or did they walk out together? Like, what happened?
I thought that was just odd. That was odd timing. Like, that would have worked better, like you said, if it was just like, this happened literally right after the whole Melo and Trick thing, instead of just like Melo and Trick happens like, oh no, we got to go to the back, something's happening, blah, blah, blah. Like, that would have worked better if it was like, behind the scenes or something that came out on Twitter or whatever. But let's kind of get back to the Lexus King thing. So, we've been debating on, who did it or who done it. To Trick Williams. Was it Melo? That seems too obvious. I think you were the one that suggested could have been Wesley.
Yeah.
I think there was someone else you might have mentioned, but I'm blanking on it. And then Lexus King kind of got thrown into the equation when he said, you don't even know what I've done yet. So, and our good friend Jeff Lippman, he even suggested that'd be a nice way to debut him as being, attacking Lexus King to make a statement. So, first question is, do you think Lexus King did it? And also, do you think there's kind of a twist on top of a twist on how he did it, who he did it with, or whatever?
I mean, maybe. I think there's a lot more. There's a lot more brewing here. But the question is like, what his motivation will be? I mean, that'll be the biggest thing, right? Like it'll be a great way. I will say this: it'll be a great way to make him a threat immediately on NXT, and that's what you need with new people coming in like that. But the only thing I'll have to say is like what will motivate him to do that in the first place? He just got there. Like, he hasn't made any enemies, hasn't made any friends yet either. So it's like, he's like, hey, I just want to, his motivation is like, hey, man, I don't want to wait in line. You know what I mean? I don't want to wait in line like my dad. I hate my father. You know what I mean? Like, is it like that? Where he's like, hey, I just want to get ahead of the line, like, right now? If so, fine. It's just that it just needs to make sense on the reason. If they explain it, and if it makes sense, okay, cool. If not, then I'm going to question it. I mean, I'm not going to be mad that, oh, man, Lexus doesn't deserve it. It's not going to be anything like that. It's just, I'm just going to question the logic behind it. It's like, well, are you doing this because you are a Loose Canyon Jr., which at that still won't make sense because you're not trying to be your dad. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, though. But likely scenario still could be Melo, but, looks like Lexus King has entered the chat.
I mentioned earlier at the shop, like, it could be like a thing of when Rikishi ran over Austin, but then you found out that Triple H was the one, wearing the black glove, driving the car, like that.
Right.
That can be a thing. We're not literally, running over Melo, but like, it can be like a thing. Maybe Melo hired him to do it. I don't know. Right. Like, it's gonna be one of those things of like, make it make sense if that's the case. Like, don't just like make us think that we're thinking. I mean, it's good that they're making us think that we're thinking. Like, they're not just making it obvious. And them putting King in this kind of big, high profile feud really shows that they have a lot of faith in the guy. So I mean, again, it's just I like being surprised in wrestling. I'll just put it that way. I like being proven wrong, and I also like being given that feeling that I think that I'm thinking.
Right.
So, but good overall episode of NXT. As we always say, NXT is the better show of all the WWE stuff. It's
definitely my favorite for sure. Yeah.
More of a cohesive wrestling show, compared to all the other WWE shows. It runs smoothly, just in my opinion. It's a smoother show to get through, and the shit on there makes sense. And each week we're given something new and interesting, and in this case, Lexus King. So we'll see. But NXT Night 2, Halloween Havoc, good show, and we'll see what happens next week. Any thoughts? Any closing thoughts you want to discuss?
Nope.
Alrighty. So I did watch Dynamite. Caught the second half. Came in during the Jericho Kenny match against Daddy Magic and what's his name? And
Angela Parker.
Angela Parker. Just, it was a match. It happened. It was a decent match. Afterwards, Don Callis came out with his family, basically happy about the match that they're going to have in 2 weeks in Ontario, California. And said, you guys can't find two people. And then, Kenny saying, I'm going to bring Kota Ibushi. And then Jericho be like, well, I have a partner that's bigger than, Powerhouse Hobbs. It's Paul White. Well, this is my theme, but kind of similar to my old theme, but I can't make it sound like my old theme. So, I don't know. Thoughts?
Next.
Thank you. MJF trying to look for a partner for the 8-man tag match. He's running out of luck because nobody likes him. He's made a lot of enemies. Tries to go to Kenny's door, and then Jericho answers the door and slams it right in his face. I thought that was kind of funny. Goes to everybody else. Wardlow gets in his face and says, you took everything from me. You ruined me. I'm going to attack you when you least expect it. So that's interesting. MJF, hesitant to go to Samoa Joe's door because Samoa Joe, I believe he said, if I tag with you got to give me another shot at the title. And MJF says no. All the while, the Acclaimed are begging to be a part of MJF's match. They're begging. But MJF wants nothing to do with Caster for whatever reason, even though Caster loves the doors and worships the grounds he walks on. And then eventually, spoiler alert, he chooses the Acclaimed for the match later on tonight, which we'll get to later. What else did I miss? Willow Nightingale versus Shida in a non-title match. Good match as you expected because Sheeta's good and Nightingale's even gooder, if that's a word.
I wanna comment on this real quick.
Go ahead.
Don't have a lot of things to comment on.
Okay.
But the Rangers won the World Series, baby.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
nice.
you, Houston, you fucking Swamp City fucking cocksucking bitches. We're gonna show you how to cheat to win, motherfuckers. We did it.
Nice.
We did it.
Congrats.
We did it. But no, I didn't want to talk about that, but I did want to mention that. So Sheeta and Willow Nightingale. So, are you familiar with what happened on Collision? Okay, no. So, yeah, just say no. Just say no. No. Okay. So, what happened on Collision was that Sheeta and Willow had a number one contenders match that Sheeta won, but Willow is getting this title match tonight. What sense does that make? I mean, I love Willow. You know this. I love Willow. But how does she deserve a title match when she lost a chance to get a title match? Makes no fucking sense to me. I don't know.
Not a lick of sense. But
at all.
And the match ended up being pretty good. Because, the talent's in the ring. After which, Timeless Tony Storm comes out. And then Sheeta kicks her right, or no, I guess, knee kicks her right in the head and chases her to the back. Julia Hart comes out to start some shit with Willow, and then Sky Blue comes out, makes it seem like she's going to go after Willow, and then spits right in Julia's face. So, that happened. Did the main event?
I thought it was going to lead towards Sky joining Julia. That's what I was hoping. You know what I mean? It was leaning that way, but it looks like Sky Blue has her own mist now. It's Blue Mist instead of Black Mist. I don't know. God, man. I really hope this is like some type of head game swerve that happens with this. Maybe she'll still end up joining with Julia, but it doesn't look good right now. So.
And then the Young Bucks are mad at Kenny because he is choosing Chris Jericho. So then that happened.
Yeah. Which I can understand. I saw like that there.
Okay. Next is another segment with Roddy Strong calling Adam Cole or Adam Cole, which I don't know why, but it made me laugh for some reason. I don't fucking know why, but he's calling Adam Cole and then he's saying, MJF didn't choose us, and then Adam Cole's just saying, Roddy, shut the hell up. So I don't know why. I don't know why that made me laugh. It just made me laugh. But MJF running out of options. He's even close to choosing your boy Jeff Jarrett as his tag partner, along with his people. But then ends up choosing the Acclaimed, of course. Goof. Texas Rangers won. Justin made a little statement about it. He even dissed the Astros as he usually does.
Those fucking Sheen sons of bitches. How does it feel, Houston? You fucking loser. They had a terrible weekend. Terrible. And you know what? It can happen to a better organization, a better city than those little fucking cocksucking cockroach fuck nut retard fuckers. Sorry, I starting to Chris Broussard here. Did you see what Chris Broussard said?
What did he say?
He said, the decision, it's like, with the whole James Harden trade, it's like the decision or something like that. I think he said like, oh, you're retarded. He said something that he was like, oh, you're retarded. And then he ended up, he's like, oh, I have a retarded, he said, I had a retarded like cousin or something like that passed away not long ago.
Oh God!
It's not funny, but he said I had a retarded.
My sources.
Oh man, that was funny though. I mean, not in a good way, but yeah.
Did his sources tell him that? But yeah, did the main event happen after that? The main event, the 8-man tag.
No, I'm sure we're missing like promo segments here or there, but yeah.
Yeah, probably. But main event ended up being the 8-man with MJF and the Acclaimed versus Bullet Club Gold. I was dealing with something during the match. I saw the beginning when MJF is trying to go after Jay, and then Jay ends up being protected by Bullet Club Gold. So I had to miss the rest of the match because I was dealing with something. But tell us about the match.
No.
Why?
No. I didn't see the match, so.
Okay. Tell us about the rest of the show.
Nah, I'm good. We can just move on.
So you didn't like Dynamite tonight?
No, I didn't like Dynamite tonight. No.
Can you at least tell us why?
It's just right now. It's not good TV.
Yeah.
I mean that should be good enough for everyone here. Just not good TV.
What'd you think, RJ?
I was asleep, but
I didn't even know RJ. I didn't even know RJ was here. That was kind of scared me there.
He just came out of nowhere. RJ out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Dr. RJ Strange.
What's
but I will say this though. The overall consensus is that Dynamite was just not good tonight. And this is coming from, I'm in a group chat. I'm pretty sure you guys know that guy, Real One, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like me and Real One are like pretty good friends, right? We're really tight. So I'm in this group chat, and most of that group chat is dominated by, I would say, 95% hardcore, diehard AEW fans. Even all of them, and then there was like, AEW was mid tonight. It was mid tonight. Between Tony Khan's overhype of another announcement, which was another ticket gate, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, bro, what are you doing? Stop with it, man. You're like the boy who cried wolf at this point. Stop with it, man. It's not.
Now, I will say this. He said that he has now, let me read the exact thing. Did he say he has a huge announcement to make, or he says he needs to make an announcement? Whatever it was, he could have done that on Twitter, regardless.
Yes.
But let me get the exact. Let me see if I got
the wording.
Yeah, I want to make sure. I don't want to say he has a huge announcement. Let's see. It says, okay. It says this. This was yesterday. Tomorrow, November 1st, TBS. Blah 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 blah. I have an important announcement.
Yep.
And it says, for me and us, tomorrow's start of the holiday season, and I have an important announcement for AEW fans worldwide tomorrow. So, reading the tweet and what was said, I get it, and I'm gonna defend. I mean, he still should put it on Twitter, regardless. But I'm gonna kind of defend it.
I actually have the announcement right here. It says, "Dear James Mitchell, give me back my cocaine."
So basically, like what I'm trying to say is that, and I forgot what I was gonna say now. Fuck.
Just say fuck the Astros.
Well, no. I'm trying to get a point here. Fuck, man. Oh yeah. So basically, with this, he went on TV to announcement, right? And he says this on the tweet. It says, tomorrow is start of the holiday season. What's the holiday season? Okay, it's basically, Thanksgiving, Christmas, where a lot of money comes out people's pockets. I think he figured that it will make a little bit more waves around if he goes on TV and makes the announcement versus put it on Twitter first, because not everybody sees, or not everybody has Twitter. And so that way, if they're making an announcement about the tickets for All In, it's like, well, you can separate your money. It's like, oh man, should I get fucking this extra action figure, or should I get this PS5, or should I buy tickets for All In and for next year? So that's the only thing I can think of in defending this. Still should have been announced on Twitter, regardless.
Right.
Regardless. But what I'm just trying to say, from his point of view, he's probably thinking he's doing better doing it that way versus just announcing on Twitter.
Right. I just think that if he would have kept it simple, like you said, and even just, hey, I got a big announcement about All In next year in Wembley, that would have been nice. That would have been fine. You can get your tickets here, blah, 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 starting now. You got a whole 6-7 months to prepare. That's fine. I got no problem with that. But I'm just saying, as a fan, and like I said, I'm in a group chat with a lot of diehard, hardcore AEW fans, and even all of them was like, really, dude, come on, man. You can't keep on doing this.
Right.
After all, people are going to just start tuning in for these announcements because people are like, it's nothing every time. So when he actually does have something big that people are like, shit, all right, that's cool. People ain't going to want to tune in, man. So I just think he needs to stop doing that for his sake.
Yeah, it's just, I think, he wants to get the biggest audience possible. I mean, he's a businessman at the end of the day. I don't blame him, get your hustle on, right? But right. There's different ways about doing it, and saying that you have an important. Was it important? Yeah, sure it was important. It was important. But
not immediately important.
Yeah, exactly. He could have, it could have been done a whole better way about it, so,
Yeah. All right. So that's enough for the AEW talk. Let's go to Crown Jewel. It's gonna be this Saturday at the Mohammed Abdul Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's gonna be 12 p.m. Central Time, so that'd be 1 p.m. Eastern for anyone living on the East or Midwest. And let's see, we got about 8 matches. One of them being a pre-show, which is interesting that there's a pre-show match. But that pre-show match will be Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough. I'm assuming Sami's going over.
Yeah, he has to. Unless they want to break him completely down for this little singles run that he's going on. But I mean, that aside, he's definitely beating JD McDonough. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice if JD McDonough gets a win because of ever since. He's been really more like the job boy. Yeah, the bouncing ball. So, I mean, Maybe he should get a win here, but no, he should. I mean, he deserves a win here, I should say, but I don't think he is. So,
yeah, like I just think that if he's going through this whole trial where he has to prove himself to Judgment Day and everything like that, why is he? They're putting him in situations where he's losing. So if us as a viewer view him as a loser and as a guy who gets his ass kicked, then why should Rhea and Finn and Dom and Dame have any faith in this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it sucks. I think it sucks. Because he's a guy that could fit that group very, very well. He's not a bad talker if you can get past the accent. If you're a guy or a girl that doesn't like accents or anything like that, you know, what can you do? But if you can get past that point, he's actually a pretty good talker. He's a little evil son of a bitch. He looks like Boingo the Bunny from fucking Hoodwinked. That giant noggin and that fucking grin that he does. and so like he fits the whole what they're going for. And I'm the necessary evil and this, that, and the other. So he fits what they're going for. It's just like, but they're making him look like a joke in the fans' eyes, though. It's like,
right. So you think there's fuckery? Like Dom comes out to cause a distraction?
I would like that. I would like for JD to get a win. I would like to see him beat Sami Zayn, to be honest with you. But I think this is a quick bone to throw Sami. And I don't know. Maybe Damian Priest does come out a little bit. Because JD McDonough kind of threatened him on Twitter a little bit, too. He was like, man, he tweeted at him that little shot of him walking past Damian Priest the other night, giving him that dirty look, like I had enough of you. So I don't know, something's gonna escalate and pop off. Either way, though, I'll say this though, I think Damian Priest is out of Judgment Day.
Oh yeah, just my yep, 100%.
Whether he leaves or they turn on him, he's out of Judgment Day soon.
So how do you think they turn on him? Like, what do you think is the catalyst on doing that?
I will say that the jealousy of Damian Priest, but basically, like, because he was like, oh, you know, no one's a leader, but you're showing it, like, so just basically like that tension there and the jealousy is gonna get him kicked out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, there was 3 different seeds planted the other night. If you
Cody. Yeah, Cody saying, you know, you're not the leader. You know, Rhea's the leader, Finn's the leader, you're a follower.
Right. That, and then him, you know, like Justin said, challenging Rhea a little bit. Why you making matches for people? And then the whole stuff with JD McDonough. Because JD McDonough's done, he's assisted. He's assisted Judgment Day for the most part. Like, he's taking bullets left, right, and center, try to prove himself, but yet, no, Damian Priest is like the only one that seems, you know, get him out of here. Why is he talking to me? You know, just holding him, strangling him against the wall, like he's the only one that's against it. So, I think all that stuff is going to accumulate, and plus Finn Balor, another thing that people seem to forget, he cost Finn Balor the title at Money in the Bank.
Yep.
You think Finn Balor let that go for now because he got belts, but when they lose those belts and it's time for Damian Priest to cash in, I don't know. But another thing that I was thinking about too was that, remember, you know, JD, it was his whole idea to give Damian Priest his own personalized Money in the Bank.
Right.
What if Damian Priest goes to cash that bad boy in and that contract's not in there?
I mentioned that. I mentioned that before,
yeah. Yeah, I mentioned that a couple of times on the show. Monty's like, I would be sick if that happens.
That would get so much heat. Like, that would be fucking huge.
That would.
And the one,
it's never been done before.
Yeah, and the one that goes to cash it in, or I'm sorry, when he goes to cash in, there's no contract in there. It's going to be all on Mr. JD. Because he's the one that put out the offer him that redesigned the briefcase.
Like what could happen is that they're going out and then JD gives him his briefcase, and like you said, when he cashes in, there's no contract, and then, you know, Damien just turns around and goes, "You fucking puto madre," and goes up to him, just wants to beat the fucking piss out of him, and then Finn comes out with the actual Money in the Bank briefcase, and just levels
Hits
Damien.
Priest in the knee. Yeah, hits Priest in the knee, caves his head in with the damn briefcase, and then the rest of them fucking jump his ass. That would be a way for Finn Balor to get some mega heat, and that'd be a good moment for Finn Balor and McDonough, and then Damian Priest can chase him. That's how you make him a baby face. I don't think that's how. I don't think fans would really get it. But that's how you make him an effective baby face. If you have him chase Finn Balor, because you know he's gonna have the help too, and that's Damian Priest's hill to climb as a baby face, which he didn't have before, which is why I think he flopped as a babyface for a while. Especially after Vince McMahon changed his character to the good, evil thing,
I'm angry.
Yeah, that was bad. I don't know what Vince was thinking that, man.
I heard everybody.
But yeah, I think that's a way to get him into a hot babyface program right out of, face. He's not a babyface. He's 40 years old. That you can't call that a babyface anymore. But that's a nice, hot first face program for Damian Priest.
Let me ask you something. I just thought of this. Do you think that'd be a way to get Rhea to be a face?
Rhea? I already told the people how they can get Rhea to be a face. Dominic needs to cheat on her with somebody else in the locker room.
Well, no,
that would be mega heat.
My idea was kind of it involves Damien, because, like you said, Damien's going to be chasing Finn. But anytime he gets a chance to get his hands on Damien, Rhea just kind of pops up and goes, let's go. You want to get to him, you got to get through me. I don't know. Maybe that can be a thing of Damien's come on, we've been through this for a year. We're best friends. You're like my sister. I don't want to hurt you. I want to hurt him.
I don't want to see Rhea face.
Rhea should not be a face anytime soon.
I mean, she's already over as fuck though. But people cheer for her anyway.
Well, I mean, you could be over, still be heel. Just leave it the way it is. You know what I mean? Why? You don't need to change something just because someone's getting a positive reaction. Just leave it the way it is, and just let it be. And plus as well, it's she's on the hottest run of her career right now.
Right,
is Rhea Ripley. And she's doing it as a heel. Why would you want to mess with that and basically try to change that part of the business where it's not needed?
I'm not saying I'm not saying do it now. I'm just saying sometime down the line.
I still wouldn't do it. I think she's better. This character right now is great. I mean, maybe it has to really call for it, because if you change her babyface, who is going to be that heel that's going to be on that equal level?
Yeah, and right now they don't have anybody right now that's that interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe Jade, wants Jade, but it'll be a different heel. It wouldn't be the same type of heel. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Right.
We'll see.
That's why I was pitching. That's why I was pitching so hard. If Dominic was to cheat on Rhea, then whoever he cheats on Rhea with, that would be some heat. And it would be dependent on that person to keep up that heat afterwards.
Interesting. But,
yeah.
So, next match, this is on the main card, is for the Women's Championship, the WWE Women's Championship on SmackDown. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair.
Apparently Bayley is not making it to Saudi or something like that.
Oh, why?
I don't know. But I mean, it looks like let me see.
Io's flying solo?
Yeah, hold on. I thought I saw something that she wasn't gonna make it.
Maybe Bayley got too much ass for the Saudi.
Oh,
exactly. There wasn't a big enough cover for that ass.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. So the Color Kai's not making it. Okay, I guess Bayley is going. I don't know. I just saw something earlier that it says Bayley not going to Saudi Arabia. I don't know. Anyway, if Bayley's there, I think Io retains. If not, then I mean, it'll be interesting for sure. It'll be interesting for sure if Bailey's not there.
It's a match that, it could go either way. Because they just brought back Bianca, and she had that, she had an interesting promo on Friday where she basically just, hinted at, I'm not going to be the nice girl anymore. I'm back for vengeance. I'm back for Bailey. So I don't know if maybe that entails that maybe she might win. Maybe, of course, Bailey's going to fuck her over. Maybe if she does show up, or if she doesn't, it's up in the air. But I'm going to go with Io on this because I love Io. I love what she's doing right now. So I'm going with Io.
Justin, did you read the spoilers for this week's SmackDown? Is that why you're saying Bailey didn't make the trip?
No, I don't know. It's just it was something I saw on Twitter earlier.
Oh, okay.
But I think so because Bianca did annihilate Bailey on SmackDown apparently. So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this would be a way to get Kyrie involved in some fashion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because they've had her in the can for ever since was SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she had to finish up her Japanese dates, which she finished sometime last month. So
Yeah. So
any
maybe
day now.
maybe Kyrie shows up to help Io and Bailey feels some type of way about it, and I don't know.
No. I would like the Kabuki Warriors again, to be quite honest with you. I love that team. I love the theme. They was coming into their own until, Kyrie left. But, man, a man can dream. I don't care either way, man, because I love them all. But, yeah, man, I think, you know what? That's a good point. Because I was like, if Bianca took out Bailey and Dakota Kai's not making the trip, there's no use in really flying her over if she's not getting physical, right? So what other trick can Io have up her sleeve? And that's a good point, Kyrie.
I like it.
So
I
just think it'd be crazy if Bianca just comes back and beats fucking Io for the belt, man. Just right out of the gate like that. So
right.
I think Bianca at this point chasing, that'd be fine. Chasing until maybe the end of the year.
That works better, because I like that this new Bianca. It's kind of the opposite with Drew McIntyre, where they're slowly building him up as a heel. Not to say they're building up Bianca as a heel, but they're giving her more of an edge. So if it's just it's just I'm back and I'm pissed off, and it's like she just won the title. Okay, I'm no longer pissed off.
But would you say that on this day for Bianca? You see clearly. Would you say on this day you see clearly with Bianca?
I do see clearly. I see clearly that ass.
Oh my god! Bianca Belair was looking just fantastic these last couple of
Everything's come to life in a place in a broken dream. Sorry.
That was like mailing his son by Creed.
Revolves wide open.
What are you doing to JR?
Good God Almighty, that man's broken in half. He's gonna whoop like a government mule. I will stop now. I'm going with Io. Who'd you guys go for?
Yeah, I'm going with Io. Let Bianca continue to grow this edge. If it's a development within that character, I think her winning right out of the gate ain't gonna do her no good. Let it chase Io for a couple more months. I'm cool with that.
Justin?
Io.
Okay, good. Next is John Cena versus Solo Sikoa in a singles match.
I will say this with them throwing into the fact that John Cena has not won a match since 2018. I think he gets one here. I think he's going to beat Solo Sikoa. Any of the other perfect world out had Solo Sikoa beat John Cena. Y'all know that for a fact, but I don't know. They brought that up for a reason that he hasn't won a match in years. So I think he gets one here in Saudi Arabia. Feel good moment. And I don't know what John Cena's status is after this show. You know, there was talk that he was going back to Hollywood right afterwards, but who knows? As far as you know, they didn't make any type of big deal with that, right?
Well, as far as I know, the SAG-AFTRA board and the studios are still like in talks, and from what I heard, it's positive, but there's still, like, in their words, in the final stretch of reaching a new deal.
Right, they're not what they need to be right now.
No, but apparently we might.
Cena? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say apparently we might hear something before the end of the week.
Okay, I was about to say, well, depending on how fast they can reach this deal, Cena could take an extra date or two.
Right,
he could. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe he could put Solo Sikoa over on the way out on like a special SmackDown or something. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice attraction for whoever gets to see that. But yeah, I just think Cena's going to be Sikoa here, man. They didn't bring that up for no reason. If they wanted us to forget the fact that John Cena's just been putting guys over left, right, and front and center ever since 2018, they just would have left it alone. But being the fact that they brought it up and made it a big deal, I think Cena is going to beat him.
Let me ask you something.
I'm leaning towards that too, but
right.
But my question is that if, like, what good does it do for Cena to win?
Let me counteract that question, Justin. So, does he win when Jay tries to come in and fuck up the match?
What do you mean?
Like Jay's whole thing is, I'm trying to impress the tribal chief. I'm trying to do good by Roman.
You mean?
What was that?
You said Jay. You mean Jimmy, right?
Jimmy. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Jimmy, not Jay.
Okay.
The wrong Uso. No, Jimmy comes in and tries to improve the match, quote unquote. He tries to help out Solo, but what he really does is fuck up the match and cost Solo the match.
I guess that's fine, but I don't know.
Because, like you said, what's it going to do for Cena? I mean, because, like, the whole thing, for the past, since, SmackDown was in San Antonio, last week, was, Cena's like, I haven't won a singles match in 5 years. So it's just like, well, Cena's obviously going to win, but it's just like, does Cena need to win clean as a sheet? Because Solo's here now. Cena, we don't even know if he'll be back here next week.
Right.
So I think logically, here's what you can do. It makes more sense if Jimmy were to come out, Jimmy were to come out and think that he's really helping the match, but what he does is end up fucking over Solo. Like, he goes for a super kick on Cena, and then Cena ducks and he super kicks Solo, and then, gets thrown out of the ring, and then Cena goes for the AA 1, 2, 3, and then feel good moment. And then what you can do is on the SmackDown, after that, is you can have Solo wanting another match with Cena, and then looks over at Jimmy and says, I better not see your ass at ringside, Oos.
Yeah.
You want that feel good moment, John? Well, here's my feel good moment. Take your ass back to Hollywood, Oos. Like, he can do that. But, and then...
Hey, or Solo can whip his ass and pack John Cena's ass back up.
Yeah.
Look, hey, just because he wins the match, or just because he loses the match, don't mean he loses the whole war, right?
Right, exactly.
Pack Cena's ass up after the match.
Yeah, sends his ass home, sends him back to Hollywood, and that's how you build up Solo as a... I'm gonna send your bitch ass back to James Gunn. But,
do you have Solo pull out like the Peacemaker helmet and step on it?
Oh God! This your hero? Is this your superhero? See what I'm gonna do to him?
Boom! Little bitch.
You ain't shit.
You ain't fuck shit. I hate you.
Oh,
Red, white, blue, my ass.
Oh God. But yeah, it looks like Cena's gonna win. How he wins is up in the air. But
yeah, I don't know what that idea, Drew. Like Jimmy being silly fucks it up again. And that's how Solo loses. So he doesn't lose clean as a sheet, but Cena does get his win. Like I said, Like Justin, I would love to sit here and tell you that they're gonna put Solo Sikoa over, but the fact that they just keep on bringing up the fact that Cena did not win a match ever since 2018, they brought it up for a reason, man.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm just saying, what good does it for Cena? It doesn't do anything for him. Like, I agree that Cena's gonna win. That's my prediction. I just have to ask that question, you know.
Yeah, it does nothing for him, unfortunately.
Cena lost his smile. He lost his smile. He needs it back.
He needs his smile back.
So he can go. So
better than winning any type of championship.
So he can go back to his mansion with his beautiful Persian wife, and find his smile again. Next is you have Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest singles match. Cody?
You know what? Yeah. Being the fact that there's no stakes on the line, Cody's gonna beat him, but there's gonna be a good prep for Damian Priest in the main event. Like I was telling Monty last week, because Monty was shitting all over the match. He's like, man, they shouldn't do this. Why are they doing it? I'm like, bro, like, if Damian Priest is gonna be a main event player, he's got to mingle in with main event players, and Cody is obviously a main event player. So he has to have these types of matches. I said, look, I get you in the sense where, you know, if they haven't been feuding for like 5 months or something like that, then, you know, this match would have been a whole lot more fresh. But being to the fact that, you know, Cody and Judgment Day have been going at it for the better part of the summer into present time, it doesn't feel as fresh. But I'm with it, though. I'm with it because Damian Priest needs this. He needs this. But Cody's winning, though, being to the fact that the Money in the briefcase is not on the line. There's no high stakes here. Damian Priest can take it L, but kind of learn something from it moving forward, especially if they are going to turn him face, which, to me, it looks like. So,
June 26, 2023, they had a one-on-one match. August 19th, 2023, they had a one-on-one match. I mean, what the?
You only got 2 matches?
Well, that's why I'm looking up here. But,
Okay.
I don't give a fuck about this. Let me ask a question.
Okay.
What happened last week between Cody and the Judgment Day? What happened to Cody?
He got his leg fucking cut off. The way he was screaming, it sounded like it. Oh God! Like, oh, God.
Did he show any signs of fucking pain? Or did he show signs of like, hey, my leg is completely fucked?
He's Cody Christ. He's Cody Christ, Justin.
Cody Christ.
Through the power of Christ.
Why in the fuck would you do that spot then?
I hate it.
Stupid.
It was weird.
It worked for the Brock stuff. Because
it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. God damn it! Because
you hated that.
It didn't work for me. So, like that's why I hate spots like that. Unless if they're gonna be ran off TV, don't do spots like that because it's gonna look stupid in the long run. Now I'm questioning. Okay, are they gonna work it now? Now Cody comes out limping for something. Well, that's gonna look even more stupid. But like, just fuck off. I
like the idea of Damien. I like the idea of Damien be like, "I broke her ankle. How the hell are you walking the next week?"
It's so fucking dumb, man.
Yeah,
but
the other day, I was like, "What the? Why are we doing this?
Oh, man.
Again, didn't you just do an injury angle like 4 months ago, bro? Like,
it's the same fucking shit. It's the same story. Well, not really. Well, it's not the same story because he's not like, you know, selling the fact. But Cody's gonna win. You know what I mean? Because he's gonna be the Saudi Nightmare. You know, on Saturday. And and this is probably gonna possibly cash in for Damien, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to see a Damien cash in right now.
No.
Nah, I would wait on that.
I mean, whatever. We'll see.
Yeah,
American. But yeah, I'm going with Cody.
Cody's definitely taking it.
The American Nightmare. Next is the United States Championship match: Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul.
Logan Paul's winning.
Yep.
Yeah, Logan Paul's winning, and everybody get ran out of the system right now too.
Logan Paul's win. I think it's great if he wins. Rey Mysterio has done nothing for the United States Championship. He's had good matches, but just like the state of the title itself and the prestige of it, like he's done nothing with it. Near did Austin Theory as well. So United States Championship is like one of the worst titles on the main roster right now. So
yeah, it's on the downswing right now. It's crazy too because when Triple H first got the book last year, he was trying to boost it up when he had it around Lashley and Seth Rollins, and now look at it now. No attention to it whatsoever, man.
Yeah.
We got to spread that wealth.
Yep, Logan's winning. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's winning.
I'd be shocked if he didn't win. That'd be a true shock right there.
Ugh. Just get it off for it. If that's the case, I would hate Ray. I would hate Ray.
It's almost impossible to hate Rey Mysterio, right?
It's just like, you know what? Dominic was right.
Damn it.
Dominic was right the whole time.
You're deadbeat.
just put out shirts that say Dom was right.
You know what? Logan Paul should do that, though. Logan Paul should do that.
Oh, man.
Me and Drew already want to cut of that if that does happen. But
we want some of that money, Logan. Give me some of that money.
I ain't talking about that prime money. You can keep that, Brose, but
God. Next is a fatal 5-way match for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Raquel Rodriguez. Rhea Ripley's winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rhea's winning. I mean, that's blatantly obvious. Who's taking the pin? I'd say Zoe Stark, maybe. Takes the pin.
Nia takes the pin and she goes away forever because I hate Nia Jax.
Oh, wow.
I'm not like most girls. You don't like the new song? You don't like the new remix?
No.
Nia Jax. You know what?
What about Jay just coming out and she's just like she just destroys everyone?
That'd be interesting.
Nah, I kind of don't want to see that. Actually,
she can't come out dressed all sexy. She has to cover herself up. But yeah, that'd be interesting.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to see that. Yeah,
wearing a storm outfit. Oh my god!
Yeah. Lights everybody, just fucking electrifies everybody. That'd be awesome.
Chocolate bar.
Nice. Go ahead, Justin.
Cargill's a good-looking woman. My God. My God.
Justin, were you gonna say something?
No.
Good God Almighty. That woman got all of them curves. Anyways.
I love her.
She's awesome. All right. Seth
Rollins too. Kevin Castle, shout out to you, man. Lola Vice is my God. That's all I gotta say.
Damn. She knows she's doing.
She knows exactly what she's doing.
There's a God somewhere.
There's a God. As God is my witness. Look at that ass. My goodness.
Look at that piece of Cuban ass. I'm so electrified. I can't believe it. My eyes are glued to that ass. But nah, she's good too. She's good.
All right. Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Seth Rollins is winning.
Yep.
Rollins is winning, but McIntyre is gonna fucking snap.
This is Jay's fault somehow.
I think Seth is probably gonna win in some nefarious means. Not necessarily cheat to win, but he may grab a hold of not necessarily a hold of tights or something like that, but I don't know.
He's gonna surprise him.
Yeah, maybe a surprise pin out of nowhere or something like that just pisses Drew off, and Drew's like,
"Oh fuck, you ruined it."
He's like, "Fuck this!
It's Jay's fault." And Jay's in the back I didn't even do anything.
Boy, bye.
Yeah. Jay will have a DWI by fucking 9 p.m. Saudi time. So
That's Jimmy. Wrong ooze.
Well, it doesn't matter. You know, they're both fuck ups.
Jay's the responsible one.
Oh God.
Oh man. It's all Jay's. I don't know. Drew should just have a shirt that says "It's all Jay's fault."
I hate Jey Uso.
See, WWE, me and RJ just come up with good ideas. Come on, give us that money. What I'm assuming is the main event: Roman Reigns versus LA Knight for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman.
Well, I think it's gonna be opening contest scheduled for one fall.
Why? So Roman can leave early?
It should be.
No,
I'm
definitely kidding. Roman ain't gonna be fucking opening shit. Like Roman's a god to those people in Saudi Arabia. Like
Just is right though, but it might as well just be for the predictability alone, because there's no way in hell that LA Knight's fucking winning this championship on Saturday.
Right.
I mean, all three of us combined together have a better chance of beating Roman Reigns for his championship than LA Knight does.
Yeah,
like, come on, it's ridiculous. Like,
it is. And again, this is the main reason why I did not want LA Knight to go up against Roman Reigns, because after this,
exactly.
Where does he go from here? Is he still going to be in the main event? Probably so, but like wherever he does next, it's going to be looked at less than. Period.
Right.
You know what I mean, so whatever.
Kind of shakes up his momentum too, man.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care how close he is to winning the match. I don't give a shit. The fact of the matter is he's not walking out of that stadium with the championship. It ain't happening.
Yeah, you just don't care because of that, you know? Like, it's the interest in the match is just like, it's done. It's gone. Because we all know the end game anyways. That's why for people who are whining about Roman Reigns not working Survivor Series, good. The less predictable matches on the way to WrestleMania, I'm cool with that. I mean, the quicker we can get to Mania without seeing him, without them wasting our time, especially for us fans who know, I'm fine with that. Yeah. Like, you're not gonna give me any false hope or anything like that. We know the man's going all the way to WrestleMania. And that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Unless something catastrophic and uncontrollable happens between now and WrestleMania, where Roman Reigns gets hurt or some shit like that. Don't know, but something with the health, something like that happens. Roman Reigns is walking into WrestleMania, Philadelphia, with that championship, man. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man.
Nope. Roman supposedly is going to be, after this, he's going to be out for the rest of the year.
Good.
Or off for the rest of the year.
Good.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Well, that's fine.
But that's Crown Jewel, people. So now news. I got some news. Or I got some news articles. CM Punk was asked about the rumors about him possibly showing up to Allstate Arena this month at Survivor Series. He was on the 670 The Score with Dan Bernstein and Lawrence Holmes. When asked about the possibility of showing up at Survivor Series, he said, "I think it's sold out. I think tickets are hard to get." He also said, "I have an injury in the family. My dog Larry blew his ACL. I'm literally just spending time with him. I know that sounds crazy, but he is my son, and I take care of him, and I treat him as such." And yeah. So Punk had that to mention. Any thoughts about that?
Not really, no.
Yeah, really, I have nothing really to say about that.
I mean, at this point, I'm just playing wait and see.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we can do about the Punk thing, because I was telling Ruben about it when we were doing our show. He had asked me, the same, what do you think about Punk coming back? And with the whole Punk thing, I feel the same way about the Punk thing, the way I feel about James Gunn's new DCU, whatever, where I'm like, I kind of just want to see it happen already. I'm tired of hearing about theories or rumors or whatever. It's just like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So at this point, it seems like it's gonna happen, but I kind of just want to see it happen already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's all a bust at this point. I'm in that same camp too. Either it does or it doesn't shake me at this point.
I mean,
And I don't think it's gonna affect. It's not gonna take business to the next level. But
no.
For a Raw show or for a SmackDown show, you eject Punk in there, and there's a little interest in there. It depends on who he's working with and everything like that. So I ain't gonna deny that at all. But as far as the speculation goes, I'm way past it at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
Even though, my God, they're teasing that shit hard with the Nakamura shit and Seth Rollins shit.
Yeah.
Cry me a river and set me free. Nakamura doing the lyrics. Like, come on. It's too on the nose at this point, man. It'd be funny if Triple H is just trolling the whole entire time, though. That would be funny.
Stallion's point right now that he's not coming back. But I don't know. Crazy things have happened, so.
Yeah.
Fightful Select is reporting that while TNT TBS parent company Warner Brothers Discovery is obviously trying to retain its rights to NBA broadcast, both NBC Universal and USA Network are also looking to make an offer for the NBA's media rights. With AEW currently negotiating with WBD and WWE currently negotiating the rights for Raw and NXT, with USA, the bids would likely affect the amount of money either network can offer either company for their television shows, as the cost of the NBA rights are expected to increase for the 2025-2026 season. Warner Brothers Discovery losing the NBA.
Just a quick note on that, too, that could bring in two more teams to the league as well. They may do expansion.
Yeah, because they want to bring a team back to Seattle, and they also want to bring a team to Vegas. So that's what they're waiting on. And also, if that's the case, Minnesota, the Timberwolves, and the Memphis Grizzlies will have to move to the East. So, which makes sense.
Oh, that'll be so disgusting.
Why?
Yeah, that'd be weird. Timberwolves in the East?
I mean, they're in the Midwest.
Yeah, Minnesota in the East, that doesn't even sound right to me. Memphis, whatever, because it is, basically East already, but...
Yeah, that's not that far away from where I'm at. So.
I mean, I don't know, the Bulls and the Bulls and the Pistons are in the Midwest, and so is Minnesota, and I don't know, whatever. But, where was I? Warner Brothers Discovery losing the NBA wouldn't be as simple as being able to divert funds to AEW. It would also mean losing the ad revenue and other monies generated by airing the NBA, which represent a significant part of WBD's budget. The report indicates AEW turned down a recent offer from WBD for their programming, pay-per-views, and the AEW media library, as Tony Khan felt that WBD has yet to offer what he feels the assets are worth. And then finally, USA Network already had a big win at the negotiating table as they landed the rights to SmackDown, which Fightful Select said one source saw as a football-proof program due to how it has been doing in the ratings, or how well it's been doing in the ratings. As negotiations continue, WWE has made it clear that the company is open to the idea of moving its flagship WWE show off of Monday nights if need be. So, any thoughts?
Yeah, this is kind of an oldish story. I think I talked about this live on stream maybe like a week and a half ago. So, I mean, really, with this is just businesses playing cat and mouse, seeing where they can get the most money where, and where they can offer the most money where to what particular property. But, if the NBA ends up leaving TNT, goes back to NBC, I mean, that can, I don't know, that can definitely shake some things up for sure. That could definitely shake some things up for sure, because who knows, if TNT loses the NBA, does that mean that AEW ends up getting more money from Turner? Do they switch, different times, different nights? Does that mean that we get Dynamite and Collision back-to-back nights, Wednesdays and Thursdays? You know what I mean? For WWE, does that mean that, basically Thursday nights, right? You know what I mean? So basically NBA goes Thursday nights, or maybe they want to do Tuesday nights, or maybe they want to do Monday nights for some odd reason against the NFL, or, you know what I mean? What does that mean for Monday Night Raw? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We'll just have to kind of see what happens.
Yeah, there's a lot in the air with that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with everything Justin said, though. Um, it's oof, just imagine the NBA being out of the way for AEW to do that thing.
Yeah.
God, like that's crazy. And I think Rampage moving to another night or Collision, that might help them out a whole lot if that happens. But man, the NBA being off TNT, that's crazy. That's crazy to even think about. I basically grew up on that shit,
Yeah, like NBA's been on TNT ever since I've been alive.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, man. NBA and NBC, and I don't think, from what I can remember in New York, I don't remember the NBA exactly being on ABC. It was always NBA on NBC back when I was in New York and when I was little.
That happened in 2002.
2002 ended, yeah. So it moved to NBA on ABC. ABC got the NBA ESPN back in the 2002-2003 season. So
okay, all right, that sounds about right because that's when we moved. Late 2003 is when we moved in with my little sister's dad.
Right.
So yeah, that sounds about right. And I was watching games every Friday night on ESPN, and then when they would have Saturday games on ABC the next day, or they have the Sunday presentation too. So definitely good stuff, good memories. But damn, man, that's gonna be crazy if NBA really does get bounced off of Turner programming, man. In favor.
So the NBA's been on TNT since 1989.
Wow, look at that! See, that's crazy, man. No gaps, no breaks, no nothing except for obviously the seasons, but. As far as like a break from the station completely, no way. Like it's crazy. That'd be totally crazy.
Now I remember when the NBA used to be on TBS. That was like on TBS. They were back on TBS back in like before TNT, and I remember they used to have I think it was like Wednesday night games.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes, that's right.
I even remember the jingle. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, so like, so 3 nights. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then, then they used to have Thunder on. Well, that was before. Well, I mean, that was before they did Thunder, but like they had Thunder on TBS as well. But I'm trying to think. Because I think like Thunder was like preempted sometimes, and like Thunder came on like at fucking like 11 o'clock at night, midnight and shit. So yeah.
I don't know. I think they'll work out a deal to keep the NBA on Turner Broadcasting because like you said, it's just like it would just be so fucking weird if they're no longer on TNT. You no longer see Charles Barkley on TNT because you can tell that they let him get away with a lot. If he were to go to like ABC or NBC, there's no chance in hell they'll let him get away with the shit he gets away with.
Oh, especially ESPN with all the shit he said about ESPN in the past. Oh, forget it.
I also think he's
work me like a dog.
I also think he's retiring in a few years. So, but like,
yeah,
I don't know. Maurice St. Hockey was on NBC for a while. Now it's on the ABC. Yeah, I mean,
that is true.
Hockey's on Turner Broadcasting as well. So
yeah, TBS
this is kind of like we're kind of going off topic. Was the NFL ever on Turner Broadcasting?
No,
not that I remember.
No.
It's always been ABC.
College football, yes.
Yeah, college football's been on TNT and stuff like that. Yeah.
Whoa. No, NFL. No, NFL was on TNT, not TBS, but TNT.
Really?
Okay.
What was this?
Yeah, I think it was like the early '90s, if I remember. I think they had like it was like the Sunday night games.
Okay.
I think it was like Sunday night games, but I remember Sunday night games just to be on. They were obviously on NBC, but I think before then it was on TNT. Then it went to ESPN. Then it went to NBC for the Sunday night games.
Have it right here. Mm-hmm. It was on TNT from 1993 to 97.
There you go. Now, also on top of that, from 93 to 97, okay. But also on top of that, Now I remember this. Now I remember this for sure. For the MLB, TBS was the Braves. What, like, you call it basically all the Braves games, and WGN was the fucking I used to watch like all the fucking Chicago Bulls games and the fucking Mets, and I'm sorry, not the Mets, but the Cubs and the fucking White Sox. Oh my god, man! Like, jeez, man, like.
Yeah, WGN was definitely that place.
Yeah, but now it's like, well, you know, we'll give you WGN America, but not our WGN. Like, go fuck yourself.
Is WGN still a thing? Like, did they go out of business?
No, it's still around because WGN's a Chicago station. Yeah.
I don't know, because when we had basic cable back in our day, before these fancy streaming sites, WGN was like channel 18, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, WGN is probably not around for for us no more, but WGN that's like Chicago station. So yeah, it's like a fucking staple. So yeah, I think it's gonna be around for as long as it can hold up. So.
All right, but I guess that's
not to get even more off topic, but I catch myself on YouTube sometimes watching full broadcast of like old sports games or like old broadcasts and stuff, because I can go watch an old show, but like sometimes I want to watch like everything, like including like the commercials from back then. Like, oh my god, look at this! This is a fucking this is an IBM computer with 48K memory. Like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like this is amazing. Like, but yeah.
Yeah, and they used to
cool taking that nostalgia trip.
You're right.
And I think they used to show WWE stuff on there as well, like Main Event, or I think
Superstars.
Superstars, there you go.
Superstars was on that channel, yeah.
Superstars. I think they had their own version of Nick at Night, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, those were the days. Let's go to the next topic that I have on hand. Big E. Big E opens up about basically what's going on with him while appearing on the Undrafted All-Stars sports show. He says, I think most people that I meet in the entertainment industry just across the board all deal with this imposter syndrome. You feel like someone's going to expose you for being a fraud. I tell people who aren't always naturally brimming with confidence, sometimes you just got to make the leap. Just make the jump. And then talked about his neck injury that he had last year. I will talk people's ears off about meditation. For me, that has been the thing that has vastly changed my life. And while he acknowledged that it can be hard for some people to open up to the idea, the WWE star revealed that he used an app to help him meditate to 10 or 12 minutes a day. I had so many people in my circle who were supporting me. Thankfully, the support system and meditation, honestly, I had to tell people like I was good. There was no point where I was spiraling or worrying because I had the people around. I had that support. I focused on my mental health. So, good to hear Big E, not just physically is doing well, but mentally. Because being out that long can really fuck with your mind. So, and Big E, the whole power of positivity thing is not just a gimmick. He very much is a positive person. And he's clearly working on his mental health, not just his physical health. But I don't know if you guys have any thoughts about that.
Nah, I mean, it's good to see that he's holding up. I mean, breaking your neck and having the whole trajectory of your career turn around in a whole entire instance, and you don't know whether you're coming back or not. That's going to weigh on you heavily mentally and physically. So, especially mentally, because, oh, man, this is over. I can't do what I want to do. Maybe he had aspirations to be the champion again, and now it can't happen. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to think about there. So to see and hear that he's keeping afloat and doing what he needs to do in order to get himself in a positive mind frame, that's admirable. And shout out and props to him, man, because Biggie's the man. He's the fucking man. So I just wish nothing but the best for the dude. Period. Whether that comes back to the ring or not, I just wish him well on anything, man, because he's a good dude. And my brother met him before when he was in FCW. He was getting ready to start FCW, and my brother met him, and gave him a couple minutes of his time and said he was the coolest dude that he's ever met around wrestling. So that's and that was years ago. I was like almost 12 years ago, 12, 13 years ago. So yeah, Big E's always been that dude. So it's definitely good to see that he's a guy that upholds his perceived reputation. So
absolutely.
All right.
Props to the dude, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What RJ said, can't said better than what I can. So for sure.
Yeah, love Biggie. Hope he comes back soon. But like RJ said, if not to the ring, anything, because he's entertaining as fuck. We love Biggie. We're glad to hear that he's doing well, not just physically but mentally. Because at the end of the day, your mental health is always important. Don't just keep that in the back seat. Make sure you're checking on it, because we all need you here, Biggie. That's what I'm going to close it on. Matt Riddle has his first match post WWE release. It will be against Rob Van Dam, March 9th of next year at the Reunion 3 in Chillicothe, Ohio, on a show for Double D's Auction House and Big Time Wrestling. So,
okay.
Yeah. Riddle's
Pretty
first
good.
match to the independent circuit. So yeah, Riddle's got a spot. He's got a booking. So I guess
Is it for the 420 Brazzers Championship?
I don't know. I didn't mention that. but I don't know. As long as he's staying out of trouble, good on Riddle.
Yeah, man. He needs if I'm Riddle, he needs to talk to Rob Van Dam. He needs to talk to Rob Van Dam, and because Rob Van Dam, hey, he be hanging out with a bunch of OnlyFans girls too and shit like that. But Rob Van Dam is not fucking with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not fucking with anybody. He's not causing problems. Rob Van Dam likes smoking his weed too, but once again, he's not causing any problems.
Right.
So Rob Van Dam being the cool and calm and collective vet that he is, I think it would, I think Rob Van Dam could use. I think it would benefit Riddle if Rob Van Dam would, give him some words.
Right. I mean, him and Van Dam are legit friends. So again, like, I got because again, people are harping so much on Randy being the guy to look out for Riddle, and it's like Randy's a fucking grown ass man. He has his own family to look after.
Children.
Van Dam.
Yeah, he can't be babysitting another grown man.
Van Dam is a guy that aside from him getting pulled over because of weed, which is fucking stupid to this day, he's not a guy known for causing problems and for kind of keeping his head above ground, but also to the ground, depending on how you look at it. But like you said, Rob can be a guy to just pull Riddle aside and be like, dude, let's chill. Like, you need to zen out. You need to be more zen. So I think Rob can be that guy to really help Riddle not be such an ass. Bluntly put. But Justin, what were we gonna say?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with what y'all were saying. I think this time with him on the Indies, Riddle, hopefully he gets to see. Hopefully he gets to. What's the word I'm looking for? Humble him. There you go. Hopefully, it humbles him more. And I don't think he'll get another shot in WWE unless he really shows some type of improvement. But I think a lot of people do get second chances. A lot of people who left WWE end up getting second chances to come back in some fashion. So
Yeah, of course.
So I'm not ruling it out, but I don't see it within the next couple of years or anything. But if he wants to come back and if he changes his ways, he changes his life around for the better, then who knows? You never know. Maybe he goes to AEW too. You never know.
I think for him,
look,
go ahead.
Bret Hart took a spit on Vince McMahon. For me, Bret Hart, I probably would have killed Bret Hart. I'm sorry, Vince McMahon better than me in that situation. I would have got right back up and strangled the fucking Bret Hart.
Well, I mean, he did let Vince did let Bret punch him too. So
Yeah, exactly, man. Nah, man. But this spitting part alone, Bret Hart, wouldn't never see Bret Hart ever again if that was me. But he brought him back, and look, like you said, there's always a room for a second chance. If Riddle cleans up his act, there's a good report. Maybe he might get brought back, or maybe Tony Khan might. Okay, let's give him a shot. He can get a little bit of a second chance on the mainstream again, but Riddle's got to earn that first, and hopefully he's making the necessary steps to make people want to believe in him and trust him enough to have him in the company and be in a good sound of mind.
Right.
Right, man. Also for Riddle, like I think what kind of separates him from someone like a Patrick Clark was what Riddle was doing was really hurting himself.
Yeah, and not others.
Right. So I mean, it's two different. I mean, I know I'm making another comparison. It's two different people, but Eddie. Eddie, for example, Eddie kind of went through similar shit that Riddle went through, and he cleaned up his life and came back and became a huge star. So, yeah. Who's to say the same thing can't happen for Riddle? Who's to say the same thing can't happen for Riddle to humble himself in the indies and, clean his shit up, and then WWE notices and goes, "Hey, you want to come back?" So, you never know.
Yeah, he's got to want it at the end of the day, though. He's got to want it at the end of the day. Right.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Good news. Gigi Dolan and Zach Wentz are engaged. They got engaged over the weekend while on a trip on Disney's Wish Cruise. So,
yay!
Good for them. Good news.
Absolutely.
That means all the dreams that I had about Gigi Dolan and that cake are over.
Well, not even just that. Kimberly's spinning in her grave right now.
Yeah, fuck Kimberly.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. Anyways, she couldn't hack it. Couldn't hack it anywhere except for the indies.
Still mad.
Impact didn't even fuck with her like that. So, she's nothing.
Still mad about what happened. I know Wentz is doing great now in Impact or TNA, however you want to call it. And now he's married to.
I don't even know if he's even going to be there longer.
Right, but it's just one of those things. I'm still mad about how that went down.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
It's just they
ignored everything else, but as that Nazi picture got up, we got to get rid of this dude.
Yeah, even though MJF, a Jew, came out and said I've roomed with Zach Wentz. He's not a racist. Like, stop.
Well, I mean, that only goes so far,
What do you mean?
Yeah, it would, but.
Well, I mean, MJF doesn't work for WWE.
Right, but like the whole notion of like people trying to say, "Oh, it's an anti-Semite." I'm not just saying like WWE.
Oh no, it has nothing to do with that. It's just WWE's image,
I don't know. It's just
like people be like the fucking sponsors don't give a shit. Sponsors don't give a shit if a Jew said, "Oh, well, he's not racist." They don't give a shit about that. Like all they saw on the door was like, "Hey, yeah, one of your wrestlers, they had a Hitler mustache. What are you gonna do about it?"
Oh,
pretty same thing. Matt Riddle's on Twitter in 4K whipping his cock out and doing a fucking airplane spin.
Then
fire him.
Yeah, then your back's against the wall. What the fuck do you do as a business?
Hey, well, that Jew. I don't know.
Hey, one of your wrestlers is whipping his cock out on Twitter. Fire that guy.
I mean, the Usos got two fucking DUIs, but whatever.
We all know in wrestling they're still they're still but also as well they bring money to the company as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
know. Nash Carter wasn't bringing any money like that to the company at that time. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's how business works.
I would still like him to come back. I don't care. I really don't care. But Kurt Angle. Speaking of a good story, Kurt Angle calls WWE Attitude Era star most underrated wrestler of all time. He named Tajiri, whom he thinks was very underrated. He said this kid oozed charisma. Okay, he didn't speak English, but you could understand him, and you knew what his facials, or you knew by his facials what he meant. Why is there a fucking echo? This is why he did a lot of stuff like the Halloween party. He was a character on the party because they knew that he could make people laugh. That's how Tajiri is. He's very entertaining. As far as his wrestling goes, he was incredible in the ring. His Japanese style was amazing, but his charisma was unbelievable.
Yeah, And look who's taking that spot nowadays. Tozawa is the resident, charismatic Japanese man who's talented in the ring.
Right.
I think me and Monty made that comparison because me and him been watching a lot of Raws from the early 2000s, and it's like, man, that's just. And he was like, that reminds me of Tozawa now, like him doing little spots here and there and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's a fair comparison. Both were a big deal in Japan before they came over to America, and they're surviving. Hey, Tozawa's been in WWE longer than Tajiri was at this point.
Yep.
That's crazy, and they always got a spot for that dude too. So, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think Tajiri, he a lot of great comedy, a lot of funny moments, especially stuff with him and Regal. And I thought he did a lot of good stuff as far as like the in-ring stuff goes, light heavyweight, cruiserweight champion, stuff like that. He did good. And that Japanese buzzsaw used to kick the shit out of you too.
Yep. God. I remember when I first saw him in ECW, man. I'd never seen anybody like him before at that time. So I always been a massive fan of Yoshihiro Tajiri. So,
and the shit he was doing then too, it was innovative, man.
Holds up today.
And it still holds. Yeah, you're right. It still holds up today. How many wrestlers we see do that handspring off the ropes into something now? Yeah, that's the first person I've ever seen do that.
Yeah, and Tajiri's the best one because he did it with such precision and speed too.
Just together. Forget it.
And then was it Shotzi was doing that? What would you call it? The spider thing?
The tarantula.
Tarantula. Yeah, she was doing the tarantula the other night.
Yeah.
So Tajiri. I'll give Kurt Angle that. Yeah, Tajiri is very underrated. Like that was a guy who had really funny segments, but he can back it up in the ring.
Definitely, and that's what you need. That's a good mix.
I mean, you could probably throw Hurricane Helms in that equation. Well, I mean, Hurricane Helms was ruthless aggression, so I don't know if you can probably take him out of there. But
he was part of the Attitude Era in WCW, so I don't know.
I have
he was putting on good matches and had a funny gimmick over there too.
Yeah, baby.
I have a soft spot for Hurricane Helms, so I love him.
Yeah, man, he's good. Yeah, he's good, and I've been watching a lot of late 2000 WCW as well, and that 3-count stuff was funny than I remember it being as a child.
Oh yeah, it was great.
That got over. Like that was a goofy ass gimmick that got over,
and it fit with the times. It fit with the times between the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. So like it was perfect. That was a good idea by Jimmy Hart, and I think because I was listening to Shannon Moore's shoot interview about how he got in WCW. I do believe it was a Jimmy Hart idea, and they came up with the music and everything like that. So, yeah, no, definitely a brilliant idea.
I believe Vince Russo might have been a supporter as well.
Oh, 3 count. I mean, and one thing I'll give Vince Russo this: he was about the young guys. I will give Russo that as. And I hated it when they tried to throw wrestling terms that we see on the internet, on TV, like kayfabe and contract talks. I hate when they do that on television. And it was like, Vince Russo got his fingerprints all over this, and you can tell, bro. But other than that, like, I give him credit. One good thing, he wanted to push their younger talent. He wanted to get Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. He wanted to get all those old bastards up out of there so they could push the WCW guys, and that they did. They did that towards the end, and maybe it was too late, but Vince Russo at least had the wherewithal and the good mindset to want to do that to begin with. So give him credit for that.
Yeah,
the 3 count was
and I will say this until my grave: without Vince Russo, Booker T would not have been a main eventer. He probably wouldn't have the big push in WWE because Vince Russo pushed him to the World Heavyweight Championship, and it was at the right time, and Booker ended up coming over. I think Booker would just, if he would have came to WWE, he probably would have just been just another guy. So,
yeah, right. No, you're definitely right about that because Russo wanted Booker T to have that belt, and Booker T was hot, man.
Yeah,
like I said, just even watching it now, Booker T was jacked as fuck, entertaining, cutting good promos, and his wrestling was unfucking believable. his frantic energy, like Booker T had that different energy to him, man.
Oh, hate the player, hate the game.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh man.
Well,
he would hit moves.
Okay.
Like he would hit the big axe kick, right?
Yeah.
Or no, the jumping Harlem kick, the side kick.
Yeah, side kick.
Fucking just dip down and do the spinning Rooney and then fucking pop right back.
And Mark Madden was the one that came up with the term spinning Rooney.
Yeah, man, it was like
so like two people who Cornette fucking despises came up, basically Mark Madden came with the spinner Rooney, which basically like is the defining thing that Booker T does for the most part, is the spinner Rooney, and fucking Vince Russo, was the one that gave him the title in the first place. And that brought him, and basically help him, come over to WWE and, get over in the process. So
yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, Booker T was riding that high wave, and they gave it to him.
You want to know some other wrestlers that are very underrated? But I mean, yeah, he was. One is Elix Skipper.
Yeah, Elix Skipper too.
It's time.
Elix Skipper, but I'm gonna give you two. Huitu Guerrera, like he was the fucking cruiserweight for a couple years. He was
the Deuce of Loose, baby.
He was, and I'm gonna give you one that's maybe a name that a lot of people don't remember, but Lash LaRue, man.
Oh yeah, no,
he was good.
He was so good. He was so good,
Crazy
man.
Occasion.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah.
Yeah, no, Lash LaRue was good. I'm surprised he didn't have him a spot in WWE. I'm surprised WWE, especially how thirsty they were for a long time to find a Latin star. I'm surprised they didn't bring Kid Romeo in, man. That dude, he had charisma. He looked great. And that fucking theme song, hey, 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 dun, 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 Romeo, hey, hey. Like, that would have been good, putting that in the building and having the people dance and shit like that. That would have been fucking great. I'm surprised they didn't try to bring that dude in at all. And Elix Skipper, prime time, baby. That rip-off DMX song. It was great. It was great.
That's one of my favorite themes. Like it's just fucking like, oh my god, just straight up DMX. Like, who brought this house? Prime time here, prime time there.
Go meet a girl and watch me go. Prime time here, prime time here. What time is it? Prime time, baby. Like, he was great. The play of the day. That's why I gave him his flowers like a couple of months ago, man, because Elix Skipper was the goddamn man, bro. He was. When
Randy Orton was like and was using overdrive and fucking MVP started, I was like, why are they using the play of the day? I called the play of the day for like the longest time. I always called the play of the day because I always knew that from Elix Skipper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and look, Orton and MVP, in my opinion, didn't hit it as great as Elix. Skipper made that move look devastating, man.
Yeah, even though the move sucks, looking back at it, but Elix Skipper made it look good.
Mm-hmm. I guess because he had like the baggy pants on for the most part too when he used to do it, and it looked more vicious. Yeah, like he threw it down, man. I fucking love Elix Skipper, man. He was great, and he still. Somebody had a picture with him not too long ago. I think it was David Young, or not David Young, but Kid Cash had a picture. Oh, okay. It was him. I think it was him, David Young, the Master of the Cab Driver Slam. If you know, you know, and somebody else from the old early TNA days. I forgot who it was. Was it Chase Stevens? I think it might have been Chase Stevens, but they had a picture together, and Elix Skipper still looks the same. He still looks the same, man. It's crazy. He looks great. But yeah, man, shout out to Elix Skipper, man. Definitely a pioneer, man, an underrated pioneer for within like African American wrestlers, man, because he definitely was really, really good. And I feel like he doesn't get the love because he was in WCW towards the latter years, and he was in Impact, buried in between Daniels and Low Key. So, like, he didn't really get a chance to really shine on his own in Impact.
Was Simon Diamond?
Yeah, him and David Young. The Diamonds in the Rough. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember when he came to WCW. I was like, this guy's interesting. Like, he has a nice moveset. He's entertaining to watch. And then they just sandwiched him with fucking Lance Storm and his group.
Which he made that work to the best of it. Because I'm in the middle of that right now. The whole Team Canada arc, like when Lance Storm started decorating the belts with the Canadian stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, he made that work to the best of his ability. He definitely did that. And I guess they needed a guy to offset Lance's super seriousness.
If I could just be serious for a moment.
and look, Lance Storm, for all his worth, he made that shit work.
Oh yeah,
Lance Storm was putting on killer matches too, man. So Lance made that whole shit work. He definitely did, and so did Elix and Major Guns there. I mean, how can you forget about Major Guns?
Oh God, that was good timing. That was a good time. It was an interesting conversation. A few more news articles. Declan McMahon, the son of Shane and the grandson of Vince McMahon, talked about possibly joining wrestling. He did an interview with Developmentally Speaking. I don't know what that is. He said, I think I would probably give wrestling a try. If I can only do one match, I've told my grandpa that I would want to do a match against my two brothers. A triple threat match, probably Hell in a Cell, maybe jump off of something. And then the fifth generation McMahon recognized the family privilege he has, getting to see the inner workings of the business at his leisure, and compared putting together shows to assembling an orchestra, considering the many moving parts. He said that it's almost like solving a puzzle, and he appreciates the process. But he is also currently committed to football and getting his college degree, so he will wait and see. Which isn't to say Declan doesn't have any ideas on his eventual arrival. I mean, the story is already written, right? I mean, the rightful heir, the good-looking one who looks like Vince. Of course, Declan, and it just goes on to talk about everything else. But that, I mean, fucking,
he looks like a young Vince for real.
I mean that's already a wrestling name, Declan McMahon.
McMahon and it sounds pompous too. It just sounds pompous. This kid has to be a heel.
Yes,
he has to be a heel. Man.
He's a McMahon. He has to be a heel. There's no way he can be a face. He's a heel.
Damn it! He already looks like Vince. He already has the butt chin too, so.
You know who I am, damn it! I am a college athlete. I'm an all-American athlete. I got straight A's on all my tests. Everyone loves me. I was voted most popular in high school. I was voted most likely to succeed. I am the man. I was given everything at birth. It's like, oh my God, you're a heel. You're a heel. Please be a heel.
I'm not just a man. I'm a Nick man.
Oh God, yes, yes, I love it. I love it. Make that a shirt. Make that a shirt.
If you think my granddad got away with a lot of nasty shit, just wait until you see what I get away with. Damn it! Oh my God!
I'm gonna rape your daughter. Like no.
I'm looking at
Wait.
you front row, honey.
Oh no, you can't say it on TV.
Oh God.
No, what are you doing?
I'm Declan McMahon, damn it.
Nah, man, you got to give that dude an entourage too. Oh man, he's gonna be hated.
The new Meat Street Posse. Oh God.
Yeah, but a little bit more with some seriousness though. The Meat Street Posse was a little bit joke. They were jokes, man. But you gotta give him a serious posse, man, because I think this kid's got potential. The way he's talking, the way he gives like backhand compliments and shit like that. Oh man, and I noticed they've been interviewing this kid a whole lot lately, and he's been talking about wrestling a whole lot. It seems like every day I wake up, there's a Declan McMahon report and shit like that. So I mean, this kid, yeah, let him graduate from college, let him do his football thing, and I definitely see him in the ring within the next 6-7 years, maybe.
It's like
it's
like if the WWE can't get MJF. Well, we have MJF here.
Exactly, and he's younger. He's younger, less mileage on his body. I mean, depends on how he makes it out of football. But that aside, man, he ain't got the wrestling bumps on his body like that yet. And MJF, he's probably one of the most safest workers outside of WWE. Going today. As MJF, yeah. So, right. I mean that's not bad at all. But whew, Declan McMahon, Jesus Christ, that would him in wrestling. That'd be nice. I ain't gonna lie.
Or
if he can catch on quick.
I was gonna say you don't even have to call him McMahon. Just say Declan. Declan's already a fucking name.
Yeah, that's a powerful enough name. Yeah, and it's just
Yeah,
scream. Like I said,
it's very douchey.
Yeah, it's like, man, fuck this guy, Declan.
My name's
You are
Declan.
a deck. You are a deck.
Did you run this by
a lot of shit, dude.
Did you run this by Grandpa?
There you go. Well, my grandpa says, "Boo." Oh my
Goes
God.
up to Sean. Goes up to Sean. You know what? My grandpa will be hearing about this. I might even tell Uncle Paul. Oh man.
See, there you go. You can do a lot with that. You really can if you're creative enough. Whew, that's good. Oh my God.
Oh, the future of WWE is in good hands.
It definitely is. It definitely.
Speaking of MJF, another guy tied to MJF, Alexander Hammerstone requested his release from MLW last week.
And did not get it.
It wasn't granted?
No, it wasn't granted. No.
No, that
Nope.
sucks. So,
Now,
there's that.
Juicy for now and Lance and Hawaii, they got their releases though.
Yes.
A lot of
All
people are already speculating. Oh, they're gonna help Roman at Crown.
oh God.
I'm like, oh my God.
Can Juicy fit on the plane?
Can he fit on the plane? Because can he pass a WWE physical?
Jesus, man.
And plus, they don't like putting guys that look like that on TV either,
He is fucking gargantuan, man.
and not in a good way either. Like
Yeah.
he's not a good fat like Otis.
Like
You know
he's
what I'm saying?
fucking. He's Yoko fat.
Yeah, and that gut is just ridiculous, man. Holy shit. So yeah, and the scars on his forehead and shit like that. I know it might sound petty and small, but they look at shit like that. They do. Because as much as people want to get away from it, wrestling is still very much a cosmetically pleasing business. Let's not forget it. You know, they try to be a little bit more open nowadays, but it's still very much cosmetically an appealing type business. So,
RJ, you mentioned on the show you did with Monty that Tama Tonga is released, right? Or his contract's finished?
No, he's not released. I think he's
not
actually.
released.
I think he's actually him and Togolola. I think they're actually re-upping on New Japan.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, there was some development ever since I made that statement on Friday.
Okay.
Because they were wrestling without contracts or something like that.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, it looks like they might be re-upping with New Japan to run this whole God stable with them and their brother and ELP. So, well, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, or you mean Logan Paul?
Yeah, Logan Paul. Yeah, he could be ooh, that's a good idea for ELP. It'd be a Logan Paul stunt double.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like
I just had an idea. What if you paired what if you did a stable with Logan Paul and Declan McMahon?
Stable with Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller. Oh my God, bro, that's atomic heat right there.
Oh no, I got one. I got one better. Logan Paul, Declan, and Jake Paul.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, man. And just had Dom in there for no fucking reason to either. Just do that.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I'm here with my boy Declan. Say hi to the people, Declan, and they just boo the shit out of him.
Declan, I know what it's like to have a deadbeat father. Yeah, I really don't like my grandfather. I don't really like my dad all that much. I'm Team Vince all the way. Boo.
I got something in common with I got something in common with my grandfather. I like to grope women. See, he just grabs them at the Irvin.
God, don't you get it?
What if the best way for Declan to get heat is just to say, and before I say anything, I just want to give a special shout out to my grandfather, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Oh yeah, and also,
alive.
you know, he'll be like, I want to give a shout out to my grandpa Vince McMahon, and also his good friend Donald J. Trump. Hey, Mr. Trump, I did what you said. I grabbed him by the pussy.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Keep America great again. Make America great again.
Grab that pussy. Oh my
I still can't believe he got elected after he said that too. They'll let you do whatever you want, you know. Like, kiss him, grab him by the pussy, like grab him by the. What made you say that? Like,
Oh my God! Oh man! All right, Declan. If you wind up using any of these ideas, Juyari, Juyari show, the Juyari experience, baby. It brought it all to you.
Just DM me for my PayPal information and my Cash App.
Right.
And yeah, he got us.
Yeah,
we're
exactly,
already fans of this kid, and we haven't seen him wrestle.
Nah, I'm looking at.
I don't know if he is gonna wrestle.
I think he is personally. The way it makes it sounds like he wants to wrestle. But
well, if he gets good enough to go to the NFL, you don't think he has a chance to go to the NFL?
I mean, you never. I don't know. I just want to see him I just want to see him in a wrestling ring, and just get a reaction. Like,
I know, right?
Oh man.
I mean, he looks like a young Vince way too much, and if he knows the importance of it, he cannot waste it. He's got to do it.
If I hear him say, "I'm not just a man, I'm a McMahon," Justin, like, you better get a cut. You better get a cut of that.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not just a man. I'm a McMahon. And he says it in this way. I'm a McMahon. Holy shit!
It's
like Cell going to his final form when he hits that voice. I'm not just a man, and you just hear like this ominous music in the back. I'm a McMahon.
It's like we're not gonna know Justin's rich, but there'll be signs. I'll be going into the store and you just see Justin just sitting on a throne with like really expensive sunglasses.
Oh man.
We all deserve to be rich on the show for our ideas. God damn it. Lastly, last bit of news: Bobby Lashley sets his sight on bouts outside WWE ring. He did an interview with Daily Mail where he said, at some point in time in your career, you got to stop fighting, but I still have so much left in me. But that time is ticking to where I'm like, all right, get that out of your mind. Lashley said he has been offered to battle a football player in a bare-knuckle boxing fight and has had a couple of conversations about other potential fights. He said that MMA is on his mind, but he feels boxing is the way to go currently. I personally think boxing is the way to go right now. There's a lot of buzz about boxing. Yeah, that's really about it. So, thoughts about Lashley wanting to fight?
I'd say let him. Look, and if he wins these fights, that looks good for his character moving forward. Because you can work that into the storyline.
That's why Logan Paul, he won his fight, so,
Yeah, and that's
more legitimate.
And, like, if Lashley was to do it, he's got to spread it out, do one here and there, but not do them consistently. But that adds to his badass aura, that he's legit. And like you said, Logan Paul can talk about how legit he is because, hey, whether you like the guy or not, he's got the boxing record. He's got all this stuff attached to his name. He's an athlete. That makes him legitimate. The same thing with Lashley. Lashley had a nice little MMA record. I mean, he fought scrubs, but he's got that to his name. That makes him somewhat legit. So I have no problems with it personally. He just better not lose, because if he loses, that looks bad. That'll look bad on his character moving forward.
Yeah,
you ain't shittos.
I ain't afraid of you no more. Get the fuck out my face.
But that's all the news I have. Justin, you have anything?
Yeah, I have several news stories. First, Mr. Will Ospreay, which I think is a very hot topic right now. This comes from Mr. Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. So we'll discuss it afterwards. But it says, I know a lot of people expect AEW and it says, I know a lot of people expect that AEW, and AEW certainly would be one of the lead candidates. He's in a position where he's looking to secure his family, and WWE and AEW will be the best two places for that. I would never rule out WWE right now in that conversation. I've also figured Tony Khan will want him badly, so wouldn't figure him out either. There are people in WWE obviously very high on him, and there has been talk. That's come from Dave Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Also, as well, there has been another rumor. I forget the source, but apparently there is a rumor out there saying that WWE wants Will Ospreay part of the NXT Europe brand if Will Ospreay does not want to move to the United States. So, as of right now, question for you both. As of right now, where do you think Will Ospreay is going to end up? This will be not until next year, 2024. That's number one. But also number two, if he does go to WWE, can you see him being in NXT Europe? If he decides to go to WWE.
If he decides to go to WWE, I don't... I think... In my mind, I think that idea of him being the face of NXT Europe was maybe a toss-up because of the fact that he didn't want to go to the States. But being the fact that he's open to going to the States, I don't think that's going to happen now.
Right, exactly.
Kind of like when Gunther, remember when Walter, when he first came, he was like, I'm interested in moving to the States. And then his tune changed, and now he's in the States, dominating.
Well, he left his other girl, and he's with Jenny now, so
Yeah.
I mean, in that case, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, circumstances change. So, and Ospreay came out and said that he's willing to move to the States. So I don't think that's happening now. If he was going to WWE, he'll be on the main roster, and I think they'll be paying him some main roster money. And the same thing with Tony Khan. Tony Khan will be paying him some money too. Who does he go to? I don't know, man. It depends on what Ospreay wants to do as far as, like, do he wants to mingle it up with these top guys in WWE, or does he want to go mix it up with the top guys in AEW? Well, hell, he could shock us all and go to Impact.
He's not going to Impact. I am about 99% sure he's not going to Impact. Now, I will say this: he may go to Impact before his contract's up to have another match with maybe Speedball Mike Bailey, or maybe have a match against Josh Alexander, right? Yeah. But he has a new manager. And for God's sakes, I forgot his fucking name.
Bill Behrens?
Who?
Bill Behrens.
That's his name?
I do believe that's his name. His
manager, his new manager, manages the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho. He manages the NWO back in the day. He's gonna try to get
Barry Bloom.
Barry Bloom, thank you. That's the name.
Bill Behrens. What the hell I got that name?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's his name. But Barry Bloom. So Barry Bloom used to manage, like I said, he manages Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes. And he used to manage the NWO back in the day. So he got a lot of these guys big time contracts. Impact ain't gonna fucking give him that type of fucking money. Barry Bloom is his fucking manager. So it's really just WWE or AEW. So as of right now, I want Will Ospreay to go to WWE. I want him to go to WWE because I think it's the fresher matchups. I think he wants the WrestleMania main event. I think that he doesn't want to. I mean, he wants to wrestle, and be the top wrestler in the world and all that stuff, which he is. I think he's definitely, maybe like top 3, top 5 wrestlers in the world. Like, I just don't.
Ospreys are really good.
And I like.
a lot of people tax him for the whole flippy stuff, but he's far removed from that.
Yeah, no, he's far removed from that. Like he proved that he could cut a promo. He proved that he has a character. He proved that like he can do more than just the flip. Even though that's part of his, that's part of his offense. But he even said himself, like, his body's breaking down, at his age. I think if he wants to go to WWE, I think that he's not going to be required to wrestle like that 24/7. Now, by all means, Triple H is going to allow Will Ospreay to be fully Will Ospreay at WrestleMania, a SummerSlam, a big event like that. He's going to let him.
But every week on Raw? No, he's not.
No, exactly. No, not at all. Not at all. So I definitely think that Will wants to. I definitely think he wants to do those things. I think he's probably going to end up in AEW. I don't want him to be there because I just think to me it's kind of boring if he ends up going to AEW because there's really nothing fresh there for him to do. Yeah, you got like the guys like Bryan Danielson and maybe guys like Samoa Joe. There's matches that he's never had before, but it's like at the same time, like I don't like. You have those matches, then what? Like, what else could you do? You can form a faction, you know what I mean? But Will Ospreay win the fucking AEW championship in the first, 6 months to a year, then what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? I think over there in WWE, you have a way more possibilities for him to be over there. He doesn't need to win the fucking world title right off the bat. He doesn't need to. He doesn't. You know what I mean? So
he will for him to do for that audience too, because first, he's got to come in. He's got to get over, and there's more of a hill and a journey to go through with him in WWE. Whereas in AEW, he's kind of already established. Like people, if you're a fan of AEW, you're a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So you've seen this guy for years. Like you already know who Will Ospreay is, and so he really doesn't have to do all that much.
He'll end up being just another guy on the show, unfortunately.
What was that?
He'll just be another guy on the show.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And it's like,
So, but I will say this: Tony Khan can offer him more money than WWE, but I think in WWE his upside as far as merchandise, action figures, just everything that he does there, I think he has the upside to make even more money in WWE.
I think his moves are in the fucking game.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, not to mention that, but yeah, so I want to see Will Ospreay in WWE. That's where I really hope he ends up at. But I'm personally thinking that AEW may be the place that he will end up. So
and I want to add on to that because I agree with you. I would like to see him in WWE because I think it'd be better for his body. And like we said earlier, he ain't gonna be required to have that Wrestle Kingdom match all the time, so he can rest his body. He can feel a whole lot more better, but I just think that he's going to go over there because he's going to wrestle, he's going to do him, and he's not going to worry about Tony Khan messing up anything or tweaking up anything. He's just going to be Will Ospreay, and plus his guys are over there. Aussie Open, both guys are over there, so I think you slide that in there, have Aussie Open and Will Ospreay over there, United Empire representing in America. I just think he's going to sign the contract. Look, if I'm wrong, hey, I'll be glad I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just think he's going to AEW.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? It's going to happen in February, like his contract comes up, right?
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, February is a long ways away. Just like
it is.
It's only 3 months away at this point. So
I mean, it's still a long ways away. So we'll never know what happens. I mean, just like Survivor Series is. What, in 3 weeks? We don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing about the wrestling business. You never know what's going to happen. So,
true.
But I'm kind of like you guys. I think him going to WWE is not just better for him financially, and also like it'll make him a bigger star. But I also think like he did say in an interview, like I'm not a spring chicken. Like my body. It can't take, the kind of wrestling I used to do. So it wouldn't surprise me if you decided to stay in AEW and just be like, I want to be with my friends. I want to do A, B, C, and D. But I don't know. WWE would be the better choice, just in my opinion.
I agree there. All right. Moving on. Speaking of Will Ospreay, He went up against Speedball Mike Bailey at Bound for Glory. Dave Meltzer star rating. Well, I'll let you guys guess. If y'all haven't seen it, what would be the star rating for Will Ospreay and Mike Bailey? You think?
All the stars in the world.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't hear nothing there.
I'm sorry.
5 stars.
5 stars. All my stars. All the stars.
Yeah. So it was 5 stars, but it was a little bit more than that. It was 5.25. So he gave Will Ospreay and Speedball Mike Bailey 5.25 for Bound for Glory. I saw the match. It's up. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It was incredible. So
Yeah, it was a good match. I mean, those guys can't have bad matches.
yeah,
Will Ospreay, like I was going to say earlier too, like Will Ospreay has definitely, really he's evolved. He's evolved from that the aerial assassin guy to this whole Commonwealth Kingpin character he's got going on right now.
yeah.
And he's killing it, man. He's got it all down pat at this point. And I just think that it shows. And Mike Bailey is really good as well. Like, I remember watching him early on in PWG, like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
No, it couldn't have been 6 because he was banned from the States for like 5 years. So actually, it might be a little bit longer than that, like 8 years ago. And he was doing his thing. So, and it's good to see them both kill it on a somewhat sizable stage. I saw the match and I'm like, wow, unbelievable. These two guys killed it, man. And Ospreay with that hidden blade off.
Yeah, man. That he needs to change that to concussion maker.
Oh my god, he kills people left and right with that joint.
I love the move, but fuck, man.
Yeah, that and what's the other move?
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker. Yeah. Those moves are fucking really nice.
Yeah,
Really, really nice.
really good. Drew, you have anything to add before we move on?
You can move on.
She was like, I ain't watching this shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Right.
I didn't watch the match, so I have nothing to add to it. So go ahead.
Yeah. So Ronda Rousey showed up at I believe it was a Wrestling Revolver, and she's officially announced for Wrestling Revolver on November 16th. This actually came from, I guess from her really, when she said, that she retired from pro wrestling, but looks like she's getting back into pro wrestling, back on the indie scene. Well, not back on the indie scene, first time on the indie scene. And she, like I said, she's going to be at Wrestling Revolver on November 16th, but she did have a little bit of a segment last weekend when she came out to help her friend Marina Shafir to beat up Brian Kendrick. So yeah, so Ronda Rousey looks like she is going the possible route of wrestling in the independent. So yeah. Any thoughts about that? Let's talk about this.
Isn't it a little too late to be playing around in the indies? Nah, in all seriousness though, like if she's taking an extensive a break from WWE, good God, blah, then to go around the indies, try to sharpen up your tools a little bit, that's fine. That's A-okay. I got no problems with that whatsoever. And it's going to help whoever, depending on how Ronda's proceeding. A lot of people in the IWC, quote unquote, don't like Ronda Rousey and stuff like that. And I know a lot of us was kind of down to her last run in WWE. So, who is Ronda really going to draw from that side of it? And only hardcore fans go to indie shows. Hardcore wrestling fans are willing to go to the indies and dump their wallets out to see some good.
I agree with that, but there are people here in San Antonio who don't watch WWE or AEW at all, but they're super casual. They're still super casual fans, and all it goes to some of the local indie shows here. It's the weirdest shit where I'm like, hey, because I got people that come in my shop, and I'm like, hey, what do you think about Raw? Oh, I don't really watch WWE. I just go to the local shows, but like I don't really know who they are. But it's fun, which is cool. But I really find it really off-putting. You know what I mean? I find it really off-putting for sure.
Yeah, yeah, no, and this is the same thing down here. They have indies here in South Carolina as well. They have this one indie. I forgot what it's called. But one of my friends who lived down here too, he put me onto it, and it's more closer to the Columbia area. And Gangrel comes here all the time. Jacob Fatu was here a couple of months ago. And like certain people will go see that just for the spectacle of it, not because they're huge wrestling fans, but just to see something. It's like almost like the circus coming to town. So let's go watch some people do some tricks and shit, you know. So no, you're right. You're definitely right on that. Yeah. And you talk to certain people and they're like, yeah, no, I'm not really a big wrestling fan, but hey, you know, we thought this was all right. So yeah, I definitely feel that too. But I just Ronda Rousey to me. I don't know. Based off her reputation, I don't know if she's gonna really.
I will say this: she doesn't give a damn about her reputation.
And she does not, you know.
But
oh no, not me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's gonna move a needle or make a difference. Ronda Rousey just out there having fun with her friends.
Nope.
So.
Yeah, I really think it's just her having fun. Yeah, to your point, I think she doesn't really like care if something big comes out. I think she just wants to have fun with her friends, which is cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just bottom line, point blank to me. I don't think it's like a business or anything like that. It's just for her to just fucking really just have fun with Marina and maybe help Marina get somewhat better because Marina is still boo boo in that ring. Oh my god, and it's a shame. Yeah. You're married to Roderick Strong, man. Yeah. AJ Lee was right. Talent is not sexually trans.
Oh wow!
Because if so, oh my god, Marina Shapiro should be the best wrestler in the world.
But
Roderick Strong is just absolutely fantastic to watch in that ring.
But you know what? Like, despite like Ronda, you know, probably just being there just for a friend, it helps. You know, the indies. You know, it helps these people get bigger houses. And you know, and be able to have more money for their families. So you know, I can't complain about that. You know, people are getting paid. So
yeah, well, we'll see what comes of it.
Yeah, we'll see. Drew, I'm assuming you don't have anything to add.
I mean, you guys kind of already said what needed to be said. She's out there having fun.
She's like, I don't give a fuck.
I mean, no, not really, but no, I mean, she's having fun. So, yay. Next question.
Parade.
Next here is, I'm not too sure if y'all are familiar with the name, but it's in the news, and I think it's deserved because it's a name I think to definitely watch out for. And to me, kind of surprising that this name got signed to Impact. I would figure that WWE or AEW would be after him, but Impact, you know, TNA, they basically are signing this kid here. Leon Slater, Mr. Swanton 450, signed to Impact.
That's a good signing for them, right?
That's a fantastic signing, Mr. Swanton 450.
He's good.
He's gonna be something, man. He's only 19 years old and he's this good already.
Get better.
He's crazy athletic. But yeah, he signed to Impact, long-term contract. I don't know what long-term is, maybe 4 to 5 years, assuming. But I think
perfect.
I actually think
the new X division.
That's true, but I think this is good for him because what's going to happen is he's going to get American exposure, and once he turns 24 years old, WWE and AEW, assuming that they're still around, will be knocking on this kid's door immediately.
Yeah.
And that'd be the perfect time for him to cross over.
Exactly, because by then, like you said, he'll be in his mid-20s. He'll already know how to handle himself backstage. If an attitude issue is there with him now, it'll be sorted out by then, and he'll know how to conduct himself behind the scenes. and he'll be improved. Maybe he get his weight up, maybe his physique will improve.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, there's a lot of different things for him to learn and grow. And by that 4 or 5 year period is up, he'll be ready to go somewhere else and continue to grow within his career. So definitely a good stop. That's what I always tell people all the time. Like, because for whatever reason, people who train for wrestling, especially like that I meet like doing the e-feds and stuff like that, they always ask me what I would do if I was in their shoes. And I'd be like, look, train, bust your ass, go to all the smaller places first, and just be a sponge. Ask all the right questions. Be underneath the veterans. Don't think your shit don't stink. Fucking talk to people. And just grow. Just grow as a performer, grow as a human being. And then by the time you get in your mid to late 20s, then you look for that big money deal.
Yep.
Which is, I think that was the mistake with Leo Rush and Paige and a couple others, you know? They got too much too quick at a young age.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it kind of hurt them for a while. And they had to grow right then and there.
Yeah. And Leo Rush was barely getting back to, I guess, I won't say to prominence, but like he's basically getting, back to a better situation.
Yeah. He's getting back to being where he was somewhat before he was in WWE, before he got signed. He's making the necessary trips to get better. You know what I'm saying? He's all over these indies, especially in Baltimore, in the DC area. He's doing a lot of indies. He was doing New Japan, and he was doing Impact for a while. I know he's gone from Impact now, but yeah, like he's doing the necessary steps to try to get better and to try to get back on track.
Mm-hmm.
So no, props to him. And Saraya crunch neck there. I don't know.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. All right, Drew. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with them, but I'll just move on.
Hey, Justin. Let me ask you this real quick. Speaking of signing, did you guys happen to talk about the 3 guys that WWE signed from DPW?
No. No, go ahead.
They signed Finley's other son, the good one, Brogan
Mm-hmm.
Finley.
Yep.
Lucky Ali and Jay Malachi, who I think is
Jay Malachi. He's just like Leon Slater. I think. Very, very comparable for sure.
Yeah, and Drew, here's the thing: he's only 19 years old too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lucky Ali is a little older, but Lucky Ali's a good heel, a good shit talker, and that grime line, fucking Northern Lariat finish he does, fucking believable. Brogan Finley's really good too, really young. I think he's the better. From what I've seen of him already, he beats out his brother. I really do not care for the other Finley boy.
You don't like Dave Finley? You don't like? Okay, all right. Oh, I mean, I like him. I don't think he's like fucking like revolutionary, but I can. Like, I felt the same way that I felt about him with Jay White. I don't know if you remember when Jay White first came back to New Japan. When he came as a Switchblade character, a lot of people didn't fucking like him. No. Yeah, I mean, at first, but like I was like, oh no, there's something there with Jay White. It's just like he has to find it. I think it's the same thing with Finley. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
The thing about it is, like, I liked him when he was a babyface. When he was a scrappy babyface, I'm
with Juice Robinson.
When he was with Juice, and I thought that was fine. But then he goes away, comes back, and it doesn't help that he looks like Wish Jay White now with the pants and the stripes and shit. It's like in the same boots and like his hair color, like the same hair color that Jay White was going for when he first came back as
there's the Shillelagh at least.
And the Shillelagh, and then him leading this group of charismatic-less hacks and the Bullet Club War Dogs.
Yeah, this is the worst version of Bullet Club by far.
Oh my god. I like Gay Kid, and I think Drilla Maloney finally got something. But Clark Connors is just
I mean, he's a damn good wrestler, but outside of that,
personality-wise, just
he's a fucking vacuum, man.
And fucking Alex Coughlin, his gimmick is I got a weird mustache and I stare into outer space. Yeah, okay. Come on, man. Give me a break. Like I said, Drilla and Gabe Kidd are fine. I like Gabe Kidd. He's got personality. He's got spunk. But that whole Bullet Club War Dogs thing as a whole, just not good. Not good. But yeah, I like Brogan Finley a lot. I've seen a lot of him in the Indies and stuff like that. DPW. Brogan, I think, has a lot of potential, man. I think he has a lot of potential. So I thought that was 3 excellent pickups for the WWE moving forward, and all 3 of them are young. Like I said, Ali's a little bit older, but Malachi and Brogan, sky's the limit, man.
Man, NXT 2024, man, it's gonna be so exciting, man. Just the just the development and the people that they're bringing in as well, and it is gonna be something. By this time next year, man, NXT is gonna look a lot different. Obviously, Carmelo and Trick and fucking, and Wesley and fucking Braun Breaker, they all may be on the main roster by then.
Yeah, they all should be on the main roster.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At this time next year, they should be up, and if they're not, there's a problem.
The only one I would concede is Wesley if he's fucking NXT champion. That's the only one I would concede. But outside of that,
right.
needs to be on the main roster. But yeah, no, glad that you brought that up though. Yeah, because that's because that was news that happened last week too as well. So
how many more topics do you have, man?
One more, I think.
No.
I mean, if not, then you know.
Well, I mean, just do it and then call it a night.
Yeah, it's 105 over here.
Yeah. Bryan Danielson's injured.
Oh yeah.
Good lord.
He broke his orbital bone. So if you didn't see Dynamite last week, the finish to the match with him, with him being involved with Orange Cassidy and Kazuchika Okada. Orange Cassidy hit a orange punch. Okada hit a Rainmaker, and a lot of people think Okada's Rainmaker that did it, but I personally think it was the orange punch that did it too. But anyway, regardless, Danielson's gonna be out for the rest of the year. He needs surgery.
Oh my god.
So don't know how that's gonna play out there, but a lot of people are blaming Orange Cassidy for Bryan Danielson being injured. So
here's the thing. I think this is the wrestling gods' way of showing Bryan Danielson that, bro, go home. Go home. You got nothing left to prove. You said you're not here to win championships. Just go home. Retire. It's done. You just broke the last time you was in the ring with this motherfucker. You broke your arm. And then now, your orbital bone. Like, come on. It is the wrestling god's way of telling you to go home. Be with your family, dog, before you get seriously hurt and you can't get back from it. You can't bounce back from it.
Since he's been in AEW, he's had a concussion?
Yeah.
Had a concussion, had a broken arm, and now he has a broken orbital bone. So, I mean, I'll say this: you can't really. I won't say you can't really blame like the certain wrestlers that he went up against. It's more of the style that both like the wrestlers, are allowed to do there. And
it's that, and his body, he's got a history of injuries too. Let's take that into consideration as well.
Yeah. So,
like his body, he's not a spring chicken.
He's definitely not.
Bryan Danielson.
He's more like he's like a winter chick at this point.
Yeah, I've been watching him ever since I was like 9 years old, man. Like, and I'm 29 now. You know what I'm saying? So, Bryan Danielson, he needs to hang it up. He got nothing left to prove, dude. I've enjoyed you from the time I was a little boy to present time. You got nothing left to prove. You've done a whole lot that a lot of other people even dreamed about doing, man. That's around your size and with your wrestling skill. Dude, just go home, man. Go on.
I mean, apparently, this is supposed to be his farewell tour, but I mean, I seriously doubt that he wants to end his career like this.
Yeah, I know.
Too bad.
I know.
That guy just
he's gonna come back. He's
gonna come back.
He does not know quit. So he's gonna come. He's gonna do what he thinks he needs to do in his mind to feel fulfilled, wrestling wise. He's gonna do it. And he's gonna have the matches. And guess what? He's gonna get injured again. He's gonna get injured again, and he's gonna get injured again, and to the point where he can't come back from these injuries anymore. And it's sad to say, but it's gonna happen. How many times do you have to get your bell rung? How many times do you have to have your block knocked off before you finally get the hint?
Right.
I'm not one of these bloodthirsty wrestling fans, man. I've seen you wrestle enough, okay? I don't need to see you wrestle anymore. Especially when you're getting injured over and over again. Bryan Danielson's got to do some thinking, man. And look, it's not even for himself. He's got a family. He's not me, where I'm not married. I don't have any children. So I can pretty much do what I want to do for me. You got 2 beautiful kids and a beautiful wife. You know what I'm saying? And you got to start thinking about that as well. So, I don't know. I don't know. I wish him well, though. Like I said, I love the dude. Fantastic wrestler. One of the greatest wrestlers in this generation. Huge fan, but even me being a huge fan, I'd rather him have a healthy life and raise his children and be a good husband than to have him be in a fucking wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I just had to have that match with Okada. I had to have the match with Naito in Japan, and Naito gives me a Destino, and I fall on my neck and break it in half.
I definitely do not want to see a Destino.
I don't. That's why I brought that up. I'm like, oh no. It's like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to see that.
There's just certain wrestlers today that I'm like, I love you. Please stop. Like, I don't want to see you do this anymore. Like Jeff Hardy being one of them. I'm like, Jeff, you're almost 50. Stop. And
Matt Hardy too. Stop.
Stop
bleaching off the young black man, bro.
I mean,
Isaiah Cassidy be him, man.
I mean, I don't love Matt, but same thing to him is like, you're done. Danielson, love him. He's not from San Antonio, but he got a start here in San Antonio. He got trained here in San Antonio by... Well, I mean, technically he didn't train by Sean. He got trained by William Regal. But Sean took, like $5,000 from him or $2,000. But, yeah, he got
I took his money. I trained that motherfucker there.
But he got his start here in San Antonio, so, we claim him. Or at least I say, we claim him here in San Antonio. But I don't want to see Danielson wrestle anymore, ever. I told Justin this countless times. I wince anytime I see him wrestle. I wince when I see him, because I was at the shop one time and Justin had on the Brock Lesnar match at Survivor Series, and the whole time Brock's just like throwing him around and like suplexing him. I'm like, is Brian acting? Like, is he acting, or is he like legit getting his ass beat by Brock? And it's just it's tough to watch. And just seeing him in AEW working with younger talent that's a little bit more reckless and less safe.
Yes. And
Brian's whole thing was he admitted Vince offered him just about as much money as Tony, but Vince didn't want to let him bleed, and that's kind of Brian's big boner, is that he wants to bleed. And it's like, okay, well, have fun being in a fucking wheelchair because you wanted to bleed. Like
I don't think bleeding is gonna put anyone in a wheelchair, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, just like bleed. It's like, I want to bleed, and then okay, what happens when someone kicks you in the head the wrong way? What happens when someone drops you on your neck? What happens when fill in the blank of anything else that can happen in this fucking company?
To be fair, this could happen in WWE as well. Probably not as frequently as what's happening, but it's happening in WWE too. So, with him getting injured. So, but it's an unfortunate situation. So, but I just don't think Danielson's gonna go out like that. That's definitely not within his character. So he'll be back in the ring. So Yeah, and there has been talk too that he may end up still doing Tokyo Dome.
Oh.
So if he does Tokyo Dome, just all bets are off the fucking table at that point, because it's like he may die in the ring if he goes to Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, he might get Ric Flair's wish. Jesus Christ!
I'm in the ring, goddammit.
Yeah, no, like especially if he fights Okada again for whatever reason, he broke his arm and his jaw and this orbital bone in this matchup.
Okada was calling him a pussy too.
Oh man, that was great. I thought that was a good heel shit by Okada. He was touching his jaw and his face. That was funny.
Like, oh my jaw. Oh my arm. Like, oh, that was great.
Okada. Some people forget how good of a heel Okada is, man.
Yeah. He's
once again, like a lot of people who don't watch New Japan wrestling that go, he's just bland. But nah, this dude's fucking Okada could do it, bro. He's great, man. But he's been a babyface for so long that we forget the greatness that he can bring as a heel. He's fucking great.
All right, well, that's it for me.
All right, that's all the news.
I have no news, so.
Okay. God damn it! You should have brought some news. God damn it!
I kind of did with the DPW guys.
Okay,
that's my contribution.
God damn it! God damn it! I'm Declan and Mag. Damn it! It's midnight over here. It's 1:15 over where RJ's at. We did a long ass show tonight, people. But it was worth it. But I want to thank, Justin as usual. Every week for coming on and making the show the way it is, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And I want to thank RJ for making a surprise cameo on.
No problem. I was up. I got up a little early. I was like, you know what? I got nothing going on right now. I'm gonna go ahead and slide in the chat. I just wanted to slide in the chat, but I'm happy I was able to contribute to the experience, the Drew Yari experience that is.
Yes, sir.
And talk to the people and everything like that. Shout out to Maurice, Kyle, and Danger Granger in the chat. You guys help make the show as well. So shout out to the usual gang. Some of the people that's not in here right now, but yeah, man, definitely happy to be a part of the Drew Yari experience whenever I get a chance to.
And shout out to all of our friends and our supporters that show love to the show and are just really near and dear friends to us. So we love you all. Thank you guys. And you know where to find us. You know where to find me on social media. I'm easy to find, and the show's on Spreaker and pretty much everywhere that podcasts are put out. And then there's a Patreon. It's just $5. I do a show with Mr. RJ here. I do a show with Ruben. We just did one, so listen to it. And I do a show with Jeff when he's not doing his other 50 shows. My man's busy. He's a busy man. He's a busy boy. And then, that's really about it. So, you know where to find me. Justin, where can they find you?
In hell.
Okay. In hell.
It doesn't matter whether they find me right now at this fucking point.
Yeah, YouTube just boned you, didn't they?
I'm pretty pissed off about that, but oh well.
What happened? You got demonetized or something?
No, that's a long story.
Oh boy.
I just can't stream. Well, that's all I'll say.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
YouTube sucks ass.
Yeah, they do, man. It's ridiculous.
But what about you, RJ? Where can the people find you if you want to be found?
You can find me on Twitter at Lil RJ Unlimited, where everything that goes down on the timeline from me, it has no limits whatsoever. Hence the name. Me and Monty have a show on Friday. Brooklyn Power Trip coming at you Friday morning. I'm gonna do Crown Jewel predictions again, and we're gonna talk about NXT and some other stuff. So yeah, we got that going on. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, the RTJXX. We got the CCW stuff going on over there. If anybody likes 2K wrestling, with original characters, such as myself, the Raven King RTJ, guys like Brother Monty, and a few others that you see on Twitter or anywhere else. You can subscribe to the channel and follow some good action over there, some good action, some good storytelling, some good original characters. We got you covered over there. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, yeah, subscribe to the Patreon. Only $5. You know, your boys on there, you know, along with Ruben Prime and Jeff Lipman. So, like, those guys are fantastic. It's a great privilege to be a part of a good all-star team on the Patreon there with Drew. So,
yes, sir.
Shout out to those guys, and yeah, show those guys some love as well. And you know, it's only $5, man.
I mean, the more subscribers we get, the more shit we can do. We can maybe open up more tiers. You know, maybe give away some shit. You know, we can do a Jeff Lipman tier.
Yeah, and I can fulfill your sexual fantasies by having sex with your wife.
What was it?
Doing a couple angle.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but how many patrons do you have currently?
At the moment, I think it's 6.
6. So let's go for, I don't know, maybe 10.
Yeah.
You should go for 10 and probably do something for that. Nothing big, but just do something.
Oh yeah. $10 a month. I don't know. RJ gets to fuck your mom.
There you go. Wham bam.
Yeah. So for 10 patrons, Drew will live stream naked for you.
Hey now. You know, $15 a month, you get to touch Ruben's beard.
There you go. Stroke that thing.
Yeah.
You know, $20 a month, Jeff Lipman comes over to your house and you get to berate him.
Well, he gets to berate you.
No, I think he'll be fine with just being berated. He's used to it. You get to yell at Jeff Lipman, call him names while he's just there eating chips. He'll be fine with it. He's cool. Jeff loves it. Jeff loves the attention. But that's the show, people. We're done. We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel. And have fun with Crown Jewel this weekend. And happy November. And that's about it, people. Peace out. Have a good night and be safe.
Peace. Catch you guys later.